I think so. It's going to be warm soon. Like freaking goodness. And like I'm going to be doing a bunch of observations. Yoder's going to be doing a bunch of observations. I think Matrix said he got a camera, so we're going to be doing. We're going to start. I'm going to start cranking it up. So I'm going to be cranking out content. So, and DJ, they said DJ used the last one I did against McToon, and McToon freaking spurred out or something. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Hear that.
I'm planning to do this. I'm planning to do the same thing. I'm planning to buy a camera that I can use for infrared and do observations to confirm my optical framework. So all of us are going to be doing some good experimentation that is going to fuck them up.
Yeah, I got plans to make a ton of content this year. I'm gonna be doing tons of just 101 stuff. I think there's a huge gap at the moment where all the when people come in and they say, "Oh, do you guys have some videos we can go and watch?" I don't know what to send them because I don't want to send them any of the Eric DeBay stuff or the ODD stuff or anything like that. So I'm gonna, I'm just gonna make a lot of 101 stuff, just covering the basic questions. So, the same 20 questions they all ask when they come in. So
yeah.
Different time lengths and stuff like that. Right now, I'm working on the McToon debate that I had yesterday. Just got some interesting ideas with that. I'm going to put together my own video where I played.
Where'd you have it? Where was the debate?
What's that? Oh,
where was the debate?
QOps server. It's
Because someone last night sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Handsome sent me a link to that anti-truther live.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Oh, okay, that's where it was.
Yeah, I've got the replay. I've downloaded the McToon one, but McToon's audio was cutting out. His audio was cutting out sporadically, the whole time. But the anti-Truther League one, the audio is perfect. So splice that with
good.
Yeah.
So he was on his stream. He was on his. He was live streaming.
He was live streaming, and QOP was live streaming as well, and it was hosted on QOP server.
Oh wow!
And I was listening to it. I wasn't planning on debating him or anything like that. It was I was sitting there. It was 5 a.m, and I was listening to him. He was kind of wrecking that, it was DeMarc and people like that in there. So he was just making fun of them, making fun of flat earthers in general. And I heard him saying a bunch of things that I was like, all right, well, he's made a bunch of claims, and if I go in there now with some of the information that I have, I can make him, shoot himself in the foot.
To the fire, right?
Yeah, because what he was talking about, I was sitting there listening, and he's saying, "Oh, I did an observation of a sunset the other day, and it was perfect conditions where the water temperature and the air temperature were the same, so that mitigates the refraction." And then we got a perfect sunset because we had perfect refractive conditions.
Oh my God, what a setup, dude. He freaking T-balled it. He set it up like a T.
And so I had to get in there. It was 6 o'clock in the morning I was so tired, and I'm just like, screw it, I got to get in. So I got all of your stuff saved in my server for that 10-mile observation with the boat. So I jumped in there. And look, right before I jumped in there, he was acting like Mr. Nice Guy, because when he's in control, he acts like Mr. Nice Guy.
Of course,
right? He picks up his puppy dog and he's laughing and smiling. And what he did, he told everyone, I've just demodded someone from my YouTube chat because they weren't being nice to someone. It's like, everyone, you need to be nice to people. And even if people share different views, you just have to be nice, right? It's very important in life to be nice.
He was saying that dirtbag.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Wow.
Yeah, once I heard him say that's when I had to jump in, because I knew he was gonna spiral. He's never spoken to me before, so I jumped in. I was being super polite, super friendly, and I was just laying out the observation step by step. I stayed super calm, and I was just going over all the details. He was very patient. He was being very nice to me, letting me letting me pull up all my files and go over it all step by step. And then once he realized he started to get cornered, right? Once he started to click that I had all of the things that were pointing towards it not working on a globe, that's when he just turned into this freaking globlin, man. He just
Goblin?
he was yeah. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. Have you guys seen those foreshadowing videos?
No.
Foreshadowing? It's
No.
it's like a guy is so he's in it. Basically, it's a situation where someone's talking about doing something and it turns into an absolute disaster, and they start freaking out or something goes wrong, and
Yeah.
it shows them talking, and then it starts showing clips of them freaking out while they're talking. It's called foreshadowing anyway. But I'm going to put that at the start of my video that I'm making right now, because he went to madness for no reason at all. I just stayed super calm and polite, and he was freaking out. He called me. He was just. Once you listen to it, I won't spoil it.
I can't wait, man.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it'd be good if we could we could just play it through the bot and listen to it sometime in here.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it. You're great. Like, you remained completely calm. It was, if someone didn't speak the language and they were just listening, you clearly won just by that, because you just remained calm and patient and in control, and you just sounded so much more confident. And he was slimy.
Yeah, he was trying to be slimy, and I made him contradict himself a bunch of times. Like, firstly, he said he had a gotcha, right, in your observation. He said, how come I can see a buoy off in the distance when the camera pans over to the left, and the bottom of it's missing behind the horizon? It's like the furthest one out. And I started saying, well, that's absolutely ridiculous, right? Are you saying that you can't have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface? And he said, yeah, you cannot have, it's impossible to have bottom-up obstruction on a flat Earth. Mm-hmm. And he was just setting up for failure right there, because I started getting into sinking refraction. I asked him, do you know the definition for sinking refraction? He said yes. And then he laid it out exactly how it is described by the mainstream. And so I was like, okay, so that means that something could appear to disappear bottom up. Like, I read out a bunch of definitions. I said, so something could appear to disappear bottom up on a flat surface, yes or no? And he just went silent. He wouldn't respond. It's actually, it's kind of funny. I won't spoil any more.
Oh my God. I've been trying to get them to admit that for freaking 10 years.
He admitted it. He said, so first he said it's impossible to have bottom-up obstruction, and then about 10 minutes later, he said you can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat Earth. He was forced into it. He couldn't go against it, because he would have,
How long till it's ready, dude?
Yeah,
he's been trying to avoid that one for years.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It should be ready in a couple hours. But I mean,
take your time. There's no pressure. I mean, we're chomping at the bit, but seriously, no pressure.
Yeah. I mean, all of the audios, like, I got that right now. You can just skip to the part in the live stream and listen to the whole thing anytime. I'm just putting together a better edit of it, but I've got a crisp, clear audio version on QOps live stream, and we can just play it now if you want, or later or something.
I know. Well, I don't want to steal your thunder, man. Are you clipping it, or are you just gonna play it like?
Oh no, that's fine. We can just stick it on now. That's fine. That way I don't have to rush my production.
You didn't have to rush anyway, man. You'd be thinking about these guys. They're fucking on me. They get this out.
I just want to hear him get fucked. Come on.
All right.
I mean, I'd have to grit my teeth waiting for, listening to Matoon's voice.
It's good. It would be better. Yeah, it's good to watch his expressions on his face.
Yeah, I bet.
It's kind of funny. But I'll just bring it up now. Here, I'll just check what time it's at. We can just seek forward on the bot, right?
Just remember, once you finish the video, once you've edited it and stuff like that, to let all of us know so that we can publicize it and
That'd be
let
awesome.
everybody know so we can watch it.
Awesome. I will. Yeah.
So can I make an animated clip out of it? I'll make McToon a globlin. A globlin.
Lovely.
Was it Reef you debated the other day? He fucking snuck off somewhere to that server. And
He ran away. He ran away.
That was good. That was good, man.
I didn't listen. I can't stand his voice, man. He's such a fake dude.
Yep.
I just get angry listening to him, man. Like, because I've talked to him a couple times, and he is intentionally deceptive, and I can't stand that. It's like somebody yeah, I'm gonna go in there, and they say it nice for some reason because they're saying it in a quiet, mild, meek tone of voice. That somehow they're not saying something bad because they said it quietly. No, dude, you're being completely disingenuous and basically stretching, manipulating, lying by omission in a nice voice. Like, just because you're not boisterous about it doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, it's like those annoying bitches who talk in baby voices and go, "No offense," and then say something atrocious, and you're like, you do realize just saying no offense in the beginning doesn't justify the rest of it, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to get triggered at what they're saying at one point.
I'm already triggered.
You're going to get triggered at one point. Yeah, but then it gets...
Am I in it? Do they mention me? Did I get a cameo?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, really? Yeah,
here we go. It's all about you. Yeah.
Oh, fine, London. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just trying to find the exact point where it starts.
It made me so mad I had to pause it several times. So just be prepared.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love the hate boner, man.
Yeah, because I was listening to him. He debated QOP. Yeah, he debated QOP on QOP server, and I remember him saying one thing. Like, he was kind of walking over QOP because QOP's kind of new to FE. But he was saying how why are all flat earthers such pussies that they can't present single long distance observation and then go over it, right, and put the math to the test, put the globe math to the test. Why are we all such pussies that we can't do that? Isn't that what we do every?
Yeah, you told me about that. They said that. It's so ridiculous, man. Just it's like when they say there's no evidence for a flat Earth. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's like they're gaslighting.
Yeah, they have to be, right?
That's why I just asked them. I go, well, why do people used to believe it in the past? And what they'll say is, well, they were stupid. Yeah, but they still believed it based upon the evidence they had. It looked flat. That was evidence, right? That's what they based. So there is evidence. You might not agree that evidence proves the Earth is flat, but it still is a piece of evidence, regardless.
All right, I got it ready. What's the command for the music bot in this one? / or // works.
Yeah, it's /.
All right, and then I'll just start it, and then I'll seek it to 1 hour 32. A second. Work.
Sorry, I concede. You win. You flat earthers are superior to my humble globe zealots.
You guys hear that?
Well, no, I just freezing temperatures. He probably has him muted. That might be the logical thing to do in those situations.
That's why. Well, I have time lapses, and so like the first time lapse is, an hour or so, and the second time lapse is 2 hours. So each time lapse gets longer time embedded in the time lapse. So all right. Here we go.
Oh, so you can see the trails, but you can also see them moving.
Yeah. All right. I have, it's on my Dropbox, but I have Dropbox off while I'm streaming. So I can't, I'm sorry, I can't pull it up right now.
Yeah. If I could jump in for a second, I don't mean to change the topic, but if we could maybe go back to the, you wanted some flat earthers to present some observations that are credible for flat Earth.
Yes, that'd be good.
All right, I got one to present. Can you hear me properly? I gotta speak quietly because it's 5 a.m. here in Poland.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be quick. I'll grab the observation and I'll just present it. I'll present it in the side chat so it doesn't get lost in the text chat. If that's okay.
Okay.
All right, just give me 1 second. I'll present exactly what I was presenting in this debate in the live stream voice text. Near Boston.
Dude, you're the best. Thank
you. All right, so I'm going to post the first image. All right, so this was taken from 15-foot observer height. Okay, this is a Nikon P1000. In the side chat.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All
right. Cool. So we got 15-foot observer height. We've got a Nikon P1000 with that's been infrared converted. Okay, and we have a. All right, just 1 second. I just paused it for a second so I can bring up my Discord on a different browser so I can just copy paste everything straight in.
Okay, just DJ, just to correct you, it's not an infrared converted P1000. It's a full spectrum P1000 with an infrared filter.
Ah, okay.
Now, an infrared converted would mean like they put the filter right on the freaking sensor. You can do that. You can get the film. So you take the infrared cut filter off. So the sensor has a film, an infrared cut filter film. They peel it off. That makes it full spectrum. They can convert it by taking an infrared filter and applying it right to the sensor, right? And then you have an infrared converted camera. This is a full spectrum camera. They just took the film off. I changed it into an infrared camera by putting a filter on a lens filter, instead of a sensor filter. There's no difference. I'm just saying.
Gotcha. I'll remember that for next time. All right. Just a second.
The good thing about it is that you have flexibility because I can buy any number of infrared filters, right? 750, 830, or 840 or something, or 850 and 930, and they make even 1100 ones.
If you do the internal conversion, can you still use it normally, or is it just infrared completely?
I think it's just stuck on infrared.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I'd definitely not do that.
And with the filter, you could cut like all the UV, because the multi-spectrum it'll pick up the UV unless you cut it out. So you could get a UV and infrared filter that would turn it back to a normal camera, basically.
Well, Toon says infrared doesn't mitigate refraction.
That's their new thing, man. It has no effect on it.
All right, ready? I'll hit play again. Go. 15-foot observer height, like I said, and we have a ship track in the distance. Okay, we can see the distance markation on Google Earth, and then we can see the red line, right? That's where the geometric horizon distance would be. Globe.
Okay.
Now, all right. So now, right. Next up, we have the ship. All right. So this is the screenshot from the ship tracking. All right, just a moment. Here it is. Okay, so we have the coordinates here. Scarlet Isabella. And if you have a look, the coordinates match up on the Google screenshot.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have a buoy that's basically between the ship and the observer. Okay, and the time that the observation was taken was around 3 p.m. And we have a reading from the buoy of the water temperature and the air temperature at 3 p.m. So I'll just post the data from that in the side check. 1 second. All right, so here we go. There's that. And the temperatures. 1 second. It's the next one. All right, so we have air temperature 45 degrees, and we have the water temperature 45.9. Pretty close, right? If anything, it would work against flat Earth, right? We could have a slight bit of upward refraction, maybe. Okay, so now.
Well, all right. How far up is the air temperature at the top of the buoy?
Yeah, so you can see a picture of. Well, it's reading the air temperature. Yeah, it's probably not too far up above. Yeah, I'm not sure how tall the buoy is. Could look up the height of the buoy, but.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the reading that would go onto the the weather report, that kind of thing for that particular area. Okay, so next up, all right, so here's just a picture of the clock. So a picture of the clock was taken at the location just to show you that the observation was done at the time that buoy reading was taken. Right, so the guy that did the observation, he specifically, like you did with your sunset, right? He waited to find a day that was going to have pretty much uniform water and air temperature. And he's using the infrared as well, which helps a bit. All right, cool. Okay, next up, just a picture of the camera setup. Sorry, I'm a bit unorganized with this, but in just a second. All right, here's the camera setup. All right, so now I'll grab this is just a GIF of the observation. There's a ton more footage than this, but this will be helpful just for the presentation. All right, so we got did that post? Oh, 1 second. All right, it's just uploading now. All right, so this is the observation through the infrared from that camera. And what we'll see the ship that's 10.6 miles out. Okay, and you can see the whitewash on the bottom of the ship. The ship's 10.6 miles away. And we have the geometric horizon distance should be at about 4.6 miles. Now we've pretty much mitigated the refraction issue as much as possible here. If anything, the refraction works slightly against FE.
All right. What was the the distance to the ship?
10.6 miles. Right, so it should be about 22 foot hidden, something like 2 stories, 2-story building, a bit more than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Was the buoy also at 10 miles?
The buoy's in between the two. So if you scroll back up to the picture of the buoy, okay, with the data of the buoy, you can see the buoy just there. It's basically in between the ship. You can actually see it when he zooms in.
Who was the original source? Was this a YouTube video, or where'd you get
No. This was my friend. You guys probably know him, Indio.
Oh yeah, I know Indio.
Yeah. Oh, sup, Jesse? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right. So yeah, I can post Indio's video of it. 1 second. So this is This is his video. It might have a bit more footage than I showed. If you contact India, he can show you a ton more footage of it and give you a bunch more details. But here's his video about it. All right, so with that, water to air temperature, like to have this work on a globe, you would have to have a refraction coefficient of something like 0.8, right? Like a huge amount of extreme refraction. We don't have the conditions. We don't have the meteorological conditions.
I get
present.
I got about 0.3 as a necessary refractive condition for that.
All right, so I'll just pop in a screenshot from Walter Bisland's. A second.
According to Andrew Thomas Young, it takes about 0.13 degrees centigrade per vertical meter to have circulating rays. In other words, the ray of light matches Earth curve. So, and it wouldn't even need to be that much, since the observer was not at they were a few feet above. So it wouldn't.
Well, the observer's at 15 feet, right? And we have what would cause upward refraction. Okay, so it would work in reverse to that. So we're not going to get.
But now, why did you put hidden 0?
Hidden 0?
Yeah, that's why it's got hidden 0.
Oh, that's because yeah. Okay, cool. So what I did with this one was I slid the refraction slider up until the boat had 0 hidden height. Okay, and that would have so to have 0 hidden height on the boat, which we see in the observation, you would have to have a refraction coefficient of 0.81. I mean, even if we put in 0, even if we put in,
I'm not seeing 0.
Okay, we can see the whitewash from the boat. Yeah, we can see the whitewash from the boat at the bottom very clearly. And to have 0 hidden height, basically you would have to have a refraction coefficient of 0.
But I'm saying I don't see that it's 0 or that everything is seen.
What do you mean? There's nothing obstructed, right? It would be obstructed behind the horizon. The horizon should be at 4.6 miles. Okay, we don't see a horizon in front of the ship that's blocking anything because we see the whitewash from the ship. And also, the horizon should be 4.6 miles, the geometric horizon.
So what would be the hidden height, assuming
22 foot, assuming no refraction, with standard refraction, which shouldn't be possible in this case because we have what would cause upward refraction. So obviously we're not going to have 16%, we're not going to have that downward refraction. But so even with standard refraction, it would still be, the bottom of the ship would still be hidden by a certain amount, and the geometric horizon wouldn't be much further away. Okay, it would be 14% further away.
How high was the observer? The camera?
15 foot.
In the boat?
Yeah, with standard refraction at 16 feet hidden. How high up on the boat does the whitewash go?
It doesn't look very high in the observation. I don't know, have another look at it again. I mean, it's probably not something you would be able to measure exactly.
Yeah, like, do you have a picture of the boat from fairly close that you can compare the two?
Yeah, I think so. Again.
So what we could do is, if we know the boat and how tall it is, we know how many degrees per pixel in the vertical, and so we actually could tell how high that whitewash actually is appearing.
Right. So this is a horizon test as well, by the way. This is a geometric horizon test. Okay, so you would have to say that, like, where are you seeing the horizon? You're not seeing the horizon in front of the boat because you're seeing the whitewash. The amount of refraction you have to have a horizon at 10 miles, okay, that would be 0.81 refractive index. We don't have the meteorological conditions present to have that.
Well, you have a very limited snapshot of the meteorological conditions. Just to be clear, to be fair, you have one point of temperature above the surface.
Yeah, but it's in between
and you
point
don't
A
know
and
the
point B.
elevation.
Well, it's in between.
But you don't know. You don't have a vertical temperature reading, so you don't know. Is it colder another foot up? Is it warmer another foot up? You don't know that. You don't know even the height of the air temperature reading. So you don't know the meteorological conditions, so you can't say definitively that there is zero refraction happening.
Okay, well, what we do know is that we have warmer warmer water than the air temperature. Okay, that would cause upward refraction. Okay, this is better than any observation from any globe earther that I've ever seen. We literally have a buoy that's giving a reading right at the time of the observation between point A and point B. It's not bad. Like this is a decent quality observation. Also, we're using infrared as well. Right?
I don't care. Infrared is nice because it's a limited wavelength. It reduces chromatic aberration, which is really bad in the Nikon cameras. But it's not magic. Infrared isn't refracting less in any quantitative amount that's going to matter.
No, I get it. I just remember you were saying earlier that you had almost perfect conditions in your sunset observation because you had 1 degree difference between the water and the air temperature. I mean, you're doing that over a huge distance as well, where you could have a lot of fluctuations in the water temperature and the air temperature between point A and B. Okay, so this is much closer. It's only 10 miles. So, I mean, we're not seeing any sign of that geometric horizon. Okay, we don't see any miraging effects or anything like that.
Well, we do see a horizon, which is impossible on flat Earth. Number one.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
You can't have a crisp horizon on flat Earth.
Behave.
It's 100% impossible to have a crisp horizon on flat Earth.
Yeah, horizons aren't very crisp.
You're talking about the horizon.
If you zoom right in on a horizon,
this horizon
not
is crisp.
Yeah, it's called a vanishing line.
But the one you're showing me is crisp. You can actually. There's no such thing as there's no such thing as a vanishing line in reality. That's just an art class technique. But you can see the actual in your picture. You can see the waves.
You want to deny perspective.
You can see the individual peaks of the wave. No.
You can't have a horizon on flat Earth. That's the most ridiculous thing.
An art. That's right. It would be blurry.
It is blurry. When you zoom right in on a horizon, it's
stopping
blurry.
The light from the 1,000 mile away, other than the blur of the air.
Well, you're kind of getting a little bit off track right now.
So you would never have a crisp.
You meant to be talking about this specific observation.
You
and
said
the
this is
a horizon.
No.
So now you've changed the topic. You've changed the topic from whether you can have a horizon on a flat Earth or not. See, now you've changed. You were just saying you were just look. I'll mute you, dude.
Quoting you, dickhead. Quoting you, dickhead. Quote: This is a horizon test. Unquote.
I'm
your
going
words,
to mute
dickhead.
you if
don't. I mean, you can mute pretty much everyone, but not make me stream.
Hold on a second. Just for a second, right? I'm gonna unmute you in a second, dude. Don't start screaming, dickhead. You just stop someone having mod powers on your server because you told him that you're supposed to be nice to people. I've been nothing but nice and respectful since I came in here, and now you're just screaming and calling me a dickhead. You're making yourself look terrible.
Go back to the part where you said you're over talking me, and you are the one that brought up the topic.
Me.
This is a horizon test.
Yeah, a geometric horizon test.
Did you not say this is a horizon test?
Yeah, for the globe.
Did you say that?
The geometric horizon test.
Got it.
Yep.
So we're talking about that. So we're looking at the crisp horizon, something that doesn't work for flat Earth.
It's nowhere to. This is a globe test. Don't worry about flat Earth.
So you falsified flat Earth in this observation.
How so? You're coping
the
hard
flat Earth
right now, dude.
this.
At least I made you
The crisp horizon.
I made you lose your shit by being calm and just showing you an observation. You started screaming out.
No, you were an asshole over talking me.
No,
you were an
over
asshole
talking
over
me.
talking me.
Dude, so you start screaming dickhead over and over again.
The topic of the horizon, and now,
Thanks for the clip, by the way.
You didn't look at
Thanks for the
everything
clip.
either.
You made
On the
yourself
left,
look like a fool in this.
to the left,
Yeah, what
to
about
the
it?
left of the boat, there's a buoy that's obstructed by the horizon. That's not possible in flat Earth.
Yes, it is. Have you not heard of sinking refraction?
No, it's not.
Have you not heard of sinking?
Oh, now there's refraction.
I've never said there wasn't refraction.
Oh, now there's refraction. Oh, got it. Now there is refraction. First, there was no refraction. Now there is refraction.
No, I said you don't have the
for you.
This is what I said, right? So I said you don't have the conditions present to have the extreme refraction that would be required for this observation to work on a globe. I don't deny refraction. It's my favorite topic to talk about, actually. We could talk about refraction for hours if you like. But how come you can't be nice and just have a normal conversation?
Whatever refraction needs to do, it does it for you.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying here's an observation. I'm just presenting
you are.
the
100%. That's what you're saying.
See, when you get cornered, you turn toxic.
No, you've falsified flat Earth is what you've done here.
Globe-tard, you're
because you can't have a crisp horizon, and you can't have that. You can't. I just said it, and you can't have a buoy blocked.
Yes, you can.
I don't know why you can't have a crisp horizon on flat Earth.
Yeah, you absolutely can, and you can
because
have
there's nothing between you and the distance horizon, so you're just going to get the blur.
Can I explain this one?
Due to the atmosphere going. Yeah, go ahead.
So the horizon is the eye level with you. It's the center of your spherical vision. The hemisphere is above. You guys turned it into you guys took that hemisphere, the sky hemisphere, and you duplicated it, you mirrored it onto the ground, but beneath you. But either way, so it's a sphere. You see in a sphere. The horizon is a center point. So no matter what world you live in, that center point is gonna have a limit to it because the sphere is spherical. It's not a Euclidean infinite vision God mode. So because you're standing on the ground, because the ground is basically very close to that eye level horizon center of your vision, it being close to the horizon is going to cause things to disappear bottom up because the angle from the things farther than your limit are basically converging into. Yeah, I think converging would be the right direction. Converging, maybe. Either way, it's basically intersecting with that limit of where you can see, and optically you're getting basically a cutoff close on the bottom because the ground is already basically at the center of your vision. Therefore, the things that you can see below it are less than the things you can see above the ground because there's nothing in the air to really cut off things. So that's why when you go higher in the air, you could see farther.
I would also like to add, if you go on Google Earth, where the canopy is where he's at, I put it in chat. It says 9 meters, so a little bit more than 15 feet. Just like last week. Remember that?
Yeah. Clearly, it's not 9 meters. And last week,
I remember that.
Yeah, so I looked that up. So in the forget the exact name of the channel, BLSM 69, whatever it is. Okay, that was done in 2019. Okay, and it said 8 foot on his Google Earth screenshot. Okay, now they change the data sets sometimes. Okay, and in coastal areas, it can change by a couple of meters. It's not uncommon for that to happen. So it showed 2.3 meters higher in 2026, right? So if they change up the data set,
how do you know that?
Because I looked it up. It's common for that to happen.
Hold on a second. No, I understand what you're saying. Are you saying that it read 2.3 meters lower 5 years ago?
No, I just see that in his video he took the screenshot from Google Earth, and it said 8 foot. Okay, and now it says 5 meters, but that's 2.3 meters different.
And they change data sets sometimes, and that affects areas close to the coast.
DJ, there's a comment less than 2 months later that says the exact same thing as I said. So you want to try that again?
Yeah. Post the comment.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, I'd like to continue talking to McToon because he doesn't seem to think you can have bottom-up abstraction on a flat surface,
Well,
which
no,
is.
why are you running away from your claim?
Well, I was
now
talking to McToon. I logged on at 5 a.m. in the morning to talk to McToon. We can go over that after I finish talking to McToon.
Oh, but your claim you just presented has the elevation off again. The observer elevation is off again. Why is this a common theme with your presentations?
Well, you haven't showed the evidence for this, right? Show exactly. All right, let me have.
Yep, look at 10:46, or sorry, 46 after the hour.
Yeah, where's your marker? Where's your marker placed? It doesn't show it.
I don't know why I didn't capture my cursor, but my
Not your cursor. You should put a little marker there, right? So it's.
Yeah, I'll go back and do that. But it's right over the canopies where he was taking the pictures at.
Which canopy? You need to put it on the exact spot that he was at.
Yep. Yeah, it's right next to the clock tower.
Right. So Indio was extremely careful with this observation as well. Like he made sure he even took a picture of the clock.
Yep.
Okay. He's not going to lie about the elevation.
Okay.
Dude. You know Indio is not a liar. Anyway.
Oh, he is a liar.
That is well done.
If you think
oh my God, that's so funny.
if you think that you can't have bottom up, if you think you can't have bottom up disappearance on a flat surface, that's ridiculous. Let's go over it. I got citations. I can show you demonstrations right now of bottom up disappearance on a flat surface. What's the definition of sinking refraction, McToon? What's the definition? Do you know it?
All right.
I can tell you.
It's where you've got an inverted index of refraction gradient.
And what would cause that?
And it can cause things to be lower than higher. That would be where you have a higher temperature air low to the ground and cooler temperature air just above it.
Okay, so do we have that in the observation? We have a degree difference, and then the buoy that you're talking about.
We don't. No, we don't have the data.
We do have the data.
We have one air temperature. That's it. One air temperature.
Okay. Right. So the air temperature is warmer in the.
That's
okay,
it.
So it is between point A and point B.
One air
temperature. Yes. Well, it's not the opposite, is it? So you don't have cooler air temperature than the water temperature.
But how high above the water was it?
I don't know exactly. It's the buoy that you can see in the observation.
Oh.
Right between the ship and the person. So the buoy in the distance. You just said you can't have.
Is it 1 foot above the water? Is it 10 feet above the water? And what is 20 feet above the water? Don't know.
Look up the buoy. So you made a claim earlier.
You want me to do your work? You want me to do your work for you? Got it.
Hey. Notice what you're doing. What you're doing right now is you're talking over the top of me because you're too
that's
scared.
Like DMOC.
You're too scared. No, you're too scared to have a normal conversation, so you have to keep talking over the top of me. It's pathetic. Great. So you claimed that you can't have sinking refraction over a flat surface, but you just said when you have an inverted refractive index, okay, an inverted temperature gradient, you can have bottom-up obstruction, and that would happen just the same over a flat surface. Okay. The definition of sinking refraction is something that would normally be visible on the geometric horizon or geographical horizon, apparently sinks beneath it, even though the line of sight is geometrically unobstructed. So you lied just then when you said that you can't have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. I can show you demonstrations on a flat floor as well, where you add cool air up into the top portion of the room, and you just let me finish. Just let me finish talking, and then you can clarify.
I'll not clarify then.
That's how a normal conversation works, right? I finish talking, and then I wait for you to finish talking, and we have a normal conversation that can be a friendly conversation. Okay, so If we have those conditions, we can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. Do you agree with that or not? Because you just said we couldn't earlier, so now do you still stick with that? Because you just said that we could, basically.
I'll let you finish. Then I'll have my rebuttal.
I asked you a question. Obviously, I'm finished if I asked you a question. You got to answer the question.
Finish
though,
your
right?
presentation, then I'll talk.
I just asked you a question, and you went silent because you didn't want to answer it because you would have contradicted what you said earlier.
I wanted to clarify my point, but you don't want me to. You just want to ask me a question and then continue talking. Not going to happen. When you're done talking,
I didn't.
let me know.
I didn't.
Then I'll
I
have
didn't
my
continue
chance.
talking. I asked you a question, and then I stopped talking, and then it was just a silence, right? Because you didn't want to respond, because you know the answer is yes, you can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface, because you just stated that you could earlier when you have sinking refraction. I can demonstrate it on a flat floor right now if you want, and just show you that you can have it. But you already know that you can have it.
I will know. I guess I won't.
You sound like you're upset now.
Are you ready to let me talk? Are you ready to let me talk? Are you ready to let me talk? Mute yourself and stand by. Okay? Mute yourself and stand by. I'll wait for you to mute yourself.
Just answer my question.
I'll watch. I will
Answer my
watch
question,
for
or
your
you're just
icon
showing
to
that you're a
turn
liar
red
if you don't.
so that I know that you won't overtalk me. Just go ahead.
Just
Mute
mute
yourself so I know you won't be overtalking me.
No, you can answer my question first.
So
I
you
asked you a
don't want to
direct
mute
question.
yourself.
Just say yes or
and
no.
So you won't let me talk.
Come
Got
on,
it.
man.
You don't want to let me
Why are you scared to answer my
you
question?
won't let me have an. I'm not
Dude,
scared to answer your
you're
question.
so bad
You are
faith.
scared
Yes,
to let me have an uninterrupted response to you. That's what
No,
you're
you
scared
can answer the question and then go on your
Go
rant
ahead.
with your whole
Mute
response.
yourself. Mute
Just get to the
yourself when
point.
you're ready to
Just
talk.
argue. Stop the
Let
squabbling.
Nick
Get to the point.
go, please.
All right. To clarify my point about you can't have a buoy blocked beyond the horizon, because you were making it a point that this was a geometric test. If it's a geometric test, that means that you have excluded refraction, that you are not including any refraction conditions in this at all. But now there is refractive conditions. You've changed your story, and you do not have the data available to determine. So you're conjecturing. That's fine. You can conjecture. I can conjecture too when that's all we have. Now, it is possible in the right conditions to have something blocked on a flat surface, but it is a rare occurrence because you have to have the less dense air near the ground and the more dense air above it. This is an unstable condition, and you see lots of visible artifacts when this happens because the air wants to be swapping back into places. So you get layering, you get slicing, things like that, like you see in the claimed black swan. That is indicative of that type of. Oh
no, you would have the opposite.
Your turn, I guess.
You would have the opposite refraction in the black swan. You would have to have looming in the black swan, not sinking. Right, so you just contradicted yourself, right? That was a silly thing to say. So you guys have to say in the black swan that you would have downward refraction, not upward refraction. So what you just said was pretty silly. Thank you for the clip, though.
Well, I was in the middle of talking, and you, being the asshole that you are,
well, you've been bullshitting
right in again without
well, you've been
letting
everything you said is bullshit.
Over-talking me. Asshole won't stop talking over me.
You were screaming "dickhead, dickhead, dickhead" earlier, like a pathetic child.
You are a dickhead. You are an asshole dickhead.
Well, I've been nothing but nice.
You're pretending to be nothing but nice, but you won't let me talk.
Because
you weren't even listening to me.
Yeah, I was listening to everything you were saying.
You won't
it was
listen
all
to me.
bullshit.
You're just over-talking me. You wouldn't let me finish. You had to jump in. Why don't you and D-Mock go and have a little parade of over-talking people?
Funny how you turn into this freaking gargoyle type character when you get cornered.
I'm not cornered. You won't let me talk. You jump in.
You sound pretty triggered to me.
Well, why don't you shut up and let him talk?
Because he's bullshitting, right? He just said that in the Black Swan we have upward refraction, and he said in the Black Swan we have upward refraction because it's chaotic. Because
no, I didn't. Asshole.
Yes, you
I didn't
just
say
said
that. Asshole. I did not say that. Asshole.
It's recorded.
I didn't say that. Asshole.
You never said that.
He did. It's recorded. It's going to be clipped, right? This is a great clip. I'm enjoying this.
Shut the fuck up and let him talk.
Here's what I said.
You shut the
Stop
fuck
talking.
up.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, asshole? Stop talking. I said you get visible artifacts when you have unstable conditions, like in the Black Swan. I didn't say sinking. I said visible artifacts, asshole.
No, that's not all you said, right?
Now let's talk about your 9 meter observation height.
No, he hasn't. He doesn't know that that's the exact position that India was standing in.
Well, he put in right here.
No, when he put 19, when he put the 9 meter one, we don't even see the
pin right there that he put in.
What is that? Where India
over
was
here
standing?
We have the 9 meter.
Is that where India was standing?
I don't know. He got the picture there. He got the awning out on it.
That's the.
How
clock,
does he know
right?
that?
That's the clock.
No, that's a clock that he. So he walked and he took a picture of the clock, which is in. That's not where the camera is, right? You don't know where the camera is. You're just guessing. You're just guessing.
Walked 10 miles to take a picture of a clock, then walked.
Why would it be 10 miles? Why would it be 10 miles? Where are you getting that from? That's just ridiculous.
If you look at your picture, he's in a covered canopy area. There are 2 covered canopy areas around that picture.
But you don't know exactly where this one is. You don't know where this one is. You're just guessing. It doesn't look like it's 20 meters high from where he's standing.
We have to guess. We have to guess because he didn't do the detail. And it's not 20 meters. He said 9 meters is what he has in that picture there, right?
Yep. And there's 2 canopies right by that clock. There are other canopies up and down the beach, all of which range between 8 and 10 meters. So.
Oh yeah, you checked them all, did you?
I checked 4 of them. Yep. If you want to find another one that's smaller than that, go ahead. That'd be weird if it was. But
well, look. This is what I'll do, right? I'm not here in bad faith. I'm not here in bad faith. No, I didn't. I was presenting an observation. No, I presented an observation that someone did, and he had a screenshot from Google Earth that said that the elevation height was 8 foot. Now, you guys, you hardcore conspiracy theorists, right? You're saying that he photoshopped that in or something like that?
That's so good.
Well, that's what you guys say now. These observations have to have been faked because they destroy the globe, right? So that's why you guys are coping about these things. You happen to say that the flat earthers are lying because these observations wreck the globe. So you guys have to say, the flat earthers are faking everything.
Flat earthers lie. They do lie.
You lie. You just lied. You said you can't have bottom up obstruction because you said the buoy. Right, we can see a buoy way off in the distance that's obstructed. Don't talk over me. No, look who's you're just talking straight over the top of me. Don't talk over the top of me. Let me finish my sentence.
You just want to make like I'm lying because
you're cornered again.
It's your narrative.
Hey, don't talk.
No,
let me finish what I was saying.
Okay, so did you say? I'm not going to let you finish what you're saying. I'm going to just talk over you like you talk over me.
Bro, you're going to get mute. I'll just mute you, bro.
You can't let me talk.
Bro, I told you.
I was talking.
Go ahead and mute McToon, bro. He's streaming. We're streaming. He's the reason everyone's here. Can't mute him.
Yeah. But queue up, right? He's just interrupting me. He's talking straight over.
I know Globers are annoying as fuck, but he's the show right now, so don't mute him.
All right. Well, I can just leave if that's the case, dude.
No, just
okay. Bye.
I mean, you're both doing.
He's not. Yeah, he wants me to go. He'd love me to go right now because he's getting wrecked.
Are these debates always so pointless, like with all the squabbling?
Okay. Thanks, feminist. That doesn't want to hear the debates between guys.
I just think that like you guys aren't actually talking about the points. You're more talking theatrics around the points. Just get to it.
What you're doing is literally meta. What you're doing is meta.
I know. So get to it.
You are very ironic, woman. Good job.
What does being a woman have to do with anything?
Because you're being meta, and you're trying to talk about
Point
meta,
something out.
and women always do
it's
that, and
really
you guys
annoying.
actually don't. You want to hear guys make points because you don't make points.
That's not true at
Right.
all. I just want to hear the actual debate.
This is meta. This is meta.
Right,
Thank
well,
you.
look, let's
That has
continue
nothing
it.
to do with it, though.
All right, McToon, did you say that the buoy, you said there's a buoy behind the horizon off in the distance, and because it's obstructed bottom up, that wouldn't be possible on a flat surface. Did you say that earlier or not?
Because you said there's no refraction happening.
No, did you say that earlier or not? You can't have bottom up obstruction on a flat Earth. You said that.
I was going. Remember when I clarified, but you weren't listening to me clarify. I'll let the rest of the people who were listening.
Did you say it?
Remember, they'll just go back in their head and remember what I said when I was clarifying.
It's recorded. It's all recorded. Everyone heard you say it, and it's recorded.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah, you've said that
anyone
many
listening
times.
to it,
Go get the recording and play it. Go get the recording and play it right now. Go.
no,
Chop, chop.
this will be all clipped and
Oh,
repeated.
but you could get it, but you're not going to get the recording. When you ask, do I need to get the recording? The answer is yes.
I didn't say
do
I
get the
need. I
recording.
said it's
Go ahead.
recorded. I didn't say I'm going to go get it. I never said that.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm busy talking.
when I
I'm
was
not gonna go do
clarifying,
that.
the people that were listening, they heard me clarify. You didn't. That's
Oh yeah,
why.
what was the clarification? What was the clarification?
If you'd been listening, you'd know.
You don't even know what. Okay, so you said that you can't have. There's a buoy in the distance. Oh look, it's hidden behind the horizon. You can't have that on a flat Earth. And then you said you claimed no refraction. I didn't claim there's no refraction. I just said the meteorological conditions, right, aren't going to allow you to have a refraction coefficient of 0.8, obviously, because we have almost uniform air and water temperature. Okay, it's going to vary slightly because
And I said,
things.
I don't get 0.8.
Okay, so Walter Bislin's calculator's wrong then, is it?
No, I used Walter Bislin's 0.3.
Okay, so what have I put in wrong?
27 foot observer height.
No, he's just guessing the location where Indio was standing. You can't just guess where he was standing. Look, we could continue this next time, and I can contact Indio, and I can get the exact location from where he's standing, right? And then we can work out if the observation height is correct or not. If that's what this is going to come down to,
awesome.
Then okay, then we can continue it another time.
Get the vertical temperature. Get the vertical temperature of the buoy, not just one point, but multiple points. That'd be great.
Okay, so the meteorological conditions for you to have this crazy refraction coefficient
makes sense.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that could skew the data, so why wouldn't you want that?
Want what?
Vertical information about temperature.
Well, what we do have between point A and point B is a buoy, okay, that has the water temperature and the air temperature reading. Okay, so even in the like the transcontinental arc of the parallel, they weren't taking readings right up to a certain height. They were just taking one reading down low at half a meter, and then they were taking one reading at 2.5 meters. Okay, they didn't have a perfect pressure and temperature reading, the vertical refractive index reading. In fact, none of the Glober's observations have that. Not one that I've ever seen, right, has that. Okay,
but in an extreme case like this, wouldn't that be useful?
Extreme
There's
case.
Utility.
Well, how's this an extreme case? Who's this guy that I'm talking to? Thought I was talking to
Lush. Hey, hi.
You sound drunk. You sound drunk. I don't want to talk to some drunk. Yeah, I don't want to talk to some drunk guy.
All right. Later.
Later.
I don't know who Lush is, but that's a good name.
Anyway, McToon, it's been fun.
Oh man.
It's 6 a.m. here where I'm at, so I appreciate the conversation, even though it got heated, even though you kind of lost your shit a bit. You know,
hey,
try
DJ.
to stay a bit calmer.
DJ, you're a loser.
Yeah, there we go. Coping. All right, sorry. Okay, thank you, Sarah, for calling me a loser.
Yeah, that was very contributive.
Yeah, really helped.
Talking the facts.
Just like pointing out I'm a woman is really contributive, right?
Now the other girl's going to jump in. Yap.
Yeah,
right,
because you don't have a point. You have to deflect the fact
Wesley,
that
it's your turn.
I'm
Yep.
Oh my god. So
you have no point. Deflect more, loser.
Yeah, so I'm not making hyper-specific claims here, right? So when globe earthers make hyper-specific claims, obviously you would have to have extremely accurate readings of the refractive index between point A and point B. I'm not making a hyper-specific claim. I'm just showing you that we see a boat that's 10 miles away. The horizon should be 4.7 miles away. We have roughly uniform air and water temperature. In fact, we have slightly warmer water temperature. Okay, and you don't have the conditions that would make this work on a globe. Okay, we don't have all of the data that would love to have temperature and pressure gauges all the way along between point A and point B, but you guys don't have any of that for any of your observations
You
anyway.
don't have the observer height.
Yeah, we do have the observer height, but you think it's a lie, right?
It's
So
a
you have to say it's a lie. So look, look, that's what this is. No, no, he's just guessing that. No, it's not me that's done it, right? I'm showing you an observation.
India was just guessing.
Yeah.
No,
India was just
okay.
guessing. Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at the dropped pin height at Revere Beach, and it's showing it at 2.9 meters, that exact spot. So somebody's just making stuff up.
Can you post that in chat? Because I'd like to see what you're using.
I'm using Google Earth.
Yeah, can you drop it in chat? Because I did the same thing.
Yo, is the Earth flat or what?
I see 9 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you know that's where India is? You're just guessing.
I did all the canopies that were around the clock. Okay. If just all you have to do is have Indio provide the GPS data of where he was, and then also provide the whole camera shot from zooming in to zooming out. That would be nice too, to make sure.
Yeah, he's got all of that. He's got a ton.
Okay,
He's
so it's
even
not in-
got
not
it in
in-
different wavelengths and everything. All right,
Yeah,
so
it's
I did post a video that.
Why do you talk over? Why and post the whole? It's not in his YouTube video.
He does
so-
that a lot.
Yeah. I know this.
Yeah, McToon, you're full of shit. You've been doing that the whole time, right? You've been over talking me. You're not fooling anyone. You're just fooling your little cronies.
Right, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear Wes. You were over talking. Could you stop talking? I want to hear Wes.
So I have the screenshot showing it at 2.9 meters. I can send it to one of you guys, but I can't post in this chat.
Travis.
Hey,
Travis, if you DM it to me, I'll post it in the side chat. Thanks.
Awesome, thanks.
Bet.
Why does he use the side chat? Just put it in the main chat.
No, the main chat gets chaotic and everything just gets. That's why I was presenting in the side chat, because people are posting and then what I posted last gets lost. Right, so that's the only rebuttal, is that Indio's lying. Okay, cool.
He's known to do that.
Oh yeah, what's Indio lied about? Name one thing. Yeah, name something. Name something that he's lied about.
Okay, so
check your DMs.
Indio was talking about on Twitter. He was talking about a star visibility problem that he thought existed. It wasn't a problem. That he was so. It was. I don't think it was even. I think it was just some people that were out doing some stuff. They weren't anything in our vicinity, in our flat Earth, globe Earth conversation. And they're up on I think it was an island in the South Pacific. Not certain exactly where, but they were able to see stars that he thought was 100% proof that the Earth was flat, because they could see these stars. And I did the analysis, and I'm like, oh, from that elevation at that location, you should be able to see those stars. And he was gonna come back and reanalyze it, but he didn't. I don't know if that was really a lie. That was just him being wrong and proving the globe, which he's good at.
All right, so
But he never did come back.
Well, let's maybe we can next time I come back, I'll bring Indio with me. Okay, we can go over this whole thing together. But Travis has just put the location height in the side chat there. Have a look at it. 3 meters.
Can the gentleman who said it was 20?
Hey, Q-Up, can we grab Travis some image perms?
I sent him all the criteria he needs to pass to get the texture perms.
Awesome.
He's got to subscribe to a bunch of channels.
We got a lot of YouTube channels that need some love.
So good, Q up.
It's really it's working really well for me.
Yeah, that's weird that his is a phone app and mine's the internet. I don't know why they're so far off. That's crazy. But yeah.
It's almost like you made it up and lied, I'm thinking.
You could see it in my chat. Go up and look. I didn't lie.
Yeah, go look at the side chat. It's right there.
Okay. All right. Well, this one fits,
Right
with
there.
what Indio was saying. Look, he said it was a bit lower. He said he actually added a bit just to add a bit of, grace for the Globers, because we can always afford to do that
just
with our
cherry pick
observations.
the-
Oh, look, who's talking over someone?
pick the right
You're
one.
talking over me again. Why are you talking over me again,
I
McToon?
thought you were gone. I thought it was 6 a.m.
Oh, you would love me to go. Yeah. I mean, look, this has been great. Okay. There's no point continuing it with you. It's been shown, right? You've been shown to have lost your shit. When
This
I'm
is the
being polite to
Minnesota
you,
goodbye.
you
It just
start
never ends.
you start screaming out that I'm a dickhead. Yeah, because Travis came along with some new information. Anyway, yeah, I can keep listening. I'm going to put myself on mute, and you can keep strawmanning me or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, bye DJ.
Yeah, I can jump back in whenever I want.
It's so funny how QOP. It's so funny how QOP's on his own server is marked as a spammer. I don't know why that's there. That's the case, QOP.
Deadass. Because he has nothing of value
so
to say. There's no substance to any of his words.
Oh, how ironic. She says nothing again.
It's okay. You'll
Oh
grow
my
up one day,
gosh.
hopefully. Just a little bit of self-reflection.
Bulma, I want to debate her one-on-one right now. What's your globe proof?
Let's hear Bulma.
What's your globe
We're
argument,
trying.
Bulma?
Bulma.
We're
We're
gonna debate
trying,
about
Bulma.
globe.
We're trying to get him to
Bulma,
mature.
go ahead. Bulma, say something smart.
So, what's your substitute for gravity? Are you a believer in the electric universe?
Downward dielectric acceleration. Do you know what that is, Bulma?
Oh, please enlighten me.
Oh, I have to enlighten you now.
Oh,
Bulma
please.
wants to learn from the man. You want me to mansplain for you, Bulma?
Please do.
You want me to say it in like a
Point.
sexy
Oh my
voice for you,
God.
Bulma? So
I
you
want
can
you to
also be
get to the
attracted to me?
point. Can you get to the point?
QOP, you don't have a sexy voice.
When I get that feeling, I need sexual healing.
Mansplaining means
I think you're actually worse at singing than
explaining
debating.
something.
Yeah, I stopped it there. That was basically it. It doesn't get brought up again.
Yeah, that thing that he just brought up, that was a complete and utter lie. And he knows it was a lie, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I brought up to him, I went into, what is it, Earth Awakenings, when he was over there. And I mentioned it to him that he ghosted me on that thread. So he knows that he didn't answer me because I went and I got Stellarium doesn't what he said was Stellarium doesn't correct for refraction. If there was refraction in it, then it would work on a globe. So I went and got software that's used for aiming telescopes called C2A. Yeah, and it don't work on a globe either. So you can see the entire Southern Cross from 28 North, which is the Canary Islands. And in this program, you can add atmospheric refraction correction and the elevation of the observation, and both of which, when you do them, it's still you're not supposed to be able to see the entire Southern Cross, which the guy did, and he took a picture. So I did answer him because I'm going to post the tweet right in the chat right now. dude is just a compulsive liar. But DJ, that was phenomenal. Seriously, that's probably the best. That's the best takedown I ever heard of him, but probably one of the best I've heard in a really long time, dude. So thanks for taking my video and taking that ball and carrying it a little bit further. That was great.
Dude, thanks. Yeah, it wouldn't have been possible without your videos. Appreciate it.
Absolutely brilliant. That big laughing in the background, man. Especially when he started to implode and started calling you an arsehole over and over. Really flipped.
I could hear his voice change, man. He sounded like he's about to start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part was when he wouldn't answer the question of whether you can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. He just went silent.
For a good 15 seconds, didn't say anything, and then it was just attacking you.
I just posted my answer that I didn't give him. He never answered me, so. And you did that on his stream? That's freaking awesome. Yeah, his audio wasn't going out, bro. He was like pulling the mic plugs, DJ, so his audience wouldn't hear him.
Yeah. He sounded like his head was buried underneath something at some point. If he's got anything about him, he must look back at that and realise that was really embarrassing for him. If he's got anything about him at all. I was kind of, I mean, I don't care, embarrassing himself all he wants, but you have to be some kind of stupid to not be embarrassed by that. He's trying to cover himself by trying to attack DJ the majority of the time. It's really weird.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome, dude. If I had a litter, dude, we'd all be carrying DJ around on it, man. Like, fucking seriously. Parading his ass through the street. That was awesome.
It's when he said on a flat Earth, a horizon wouldn't exist.
Dude, that's something they say on X, man.
That's just
there wouldn't be a crisp horizon on a flat Earth. It would be blurry.
Well, okay.
But then I show him the sky free observation with the boat. I'm like, okay, so this is a flat lake. It has to be flat at this distance in the globe. Why is it a crisp horizon? Then they just shut up.
What was your observation height? Do you know?
It's about 15 feet. I think I got to go look it up. That clock is a geodetic marker.
Okay.
So I think it has an actual USGS elevation that was surveyed.
Okay.
I think I used that. I'm almost positive I did. Yeah, I did. I used a topographical map. Yeah, hold on, let me find it. I'll pull the map up. Just gotta find where I had it.
I just like at the end of the day, if you round up all of our together, it's you're all liars. Ninjo's lying, DJ's lying. DJ's a really nasty person and keeps over talking everybody. He's a liar too. Yep, everyone's a liar. Height's a lie, the distance a lie, everything's a lie.
The only reason DJ didn't snap out is because it was 6 o'clock in the morning at his house. He had to control himself. It had nothing to do with me too. And he was like, man, I'll get freaking murdered by the wife.
Yeah, she was sleeping just nearby. I was trying to be quiet, calm.
Thank the wife, dude. Man, she contributed.
Definitely.
Her rolling pin did wonders. Yeah, I think I used a geodetic control marker. I'm almost positive. I looked at a topo map. So on the topographical maps, on the legend it has geodetic control mark as a triangle with a dot in the middle, and that's right at where the clock tower is, and it gives you the elevation. So this is a control point that you can set up your theodolite and survey from there using that as the 0 point. So if they want to say that elevation's wrong, then yeah, they got issues.
Well, they sent
hold
two
on, let me find it.
screenshots. They said one screenshot was 9 meters and the other one was 20 meters.
20 meters?
Yeah.
First of all, 9 meters would be at the top of a 3-story building, and 20 meters would be what, a 6-story building? I actually have a photo from 6 stories up from the same spot.
Wow.
And I can see the tops of those pavilions.
Is this close to where you were standing, this one that Travis found here? Just popped it in the side. I mean,
here, let me scroll up. Yeah, it was about there. Yeah, I was more toward the wall because so it's a pavilion, right? And so there's like a wall on the beach side, and it's a picnic table right against the wall. I set the camera up on the picnic table. You can see the wall in the photograph of the camera I took. So he's off by, but it's the same. This is the same level. It's a concrete pad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Underneath this, it's all the same height. There's nothing different.
Yeah, I think I stopped the video. I think there was a little bit more where they tried to keep going on about the height being wrong. And then Jesse, Path of Light, jumped in and said, well, he defended me and not them. And he said that where they put their marker for the elevation is detecting the elevation of the roof. And he said if you put the marker in a slightly different spot, it goes down to exactly 15 feet. And he said he thinks that India was correct about it being 15 feet, which shut them up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was pretty careful about that. Let me see. I gotta.
But it was a horizon test, so no.
It's a horizon test, and there should be no horizon on a flat Earth. So you lose. So stupid.
Yeah.
God, the desperation.
No, he was even more desperate by pointing out the bendy cranes in the Black Swan picture.
That was a nice aside he tried to escape down one. I like the way that he said that DJ was denying refraction, whilst for the majority of the time, DJ was explaining what you would need for refraction in a certain direction.
Dude, because all they have is their script, man. Literally, DJ knocked him off script. Yeah. And all he could do is go back to it, right? He went back to the same old tropes that he uses, right? He just tries to use tropes and slogans and gimmicks and all sorts of stuff, dude.
Yeah, I'm really convinced that utilizing this the Walter Bislin calculator, right, where we can actually play with the slider and modeling our observations with that is killer, dude. Right, DJ, when you brought it was 0.8, right? Like, these are extreme cases, man. I remember I did the Black Swan one, and it was like a 0.9894. You know, it's almost 1, man. So that type of stuff, I don't know. But great job, DJ.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I like using Walter Bislin's calculator as a hostile witness because most of the observations you have to slide it up to, full, basically, right? And then we don't have any crazy distortions or anything off in the distance or miraging effects, and the meteorological conditions just aren't there for that to be possible. So it's a great hostile witness. I like using the flat Earth insanity refraction slider the best because it's called flat Earth insanity. It was made by an anti-flat earther, but it only goes up to 120%, which is still a crazy amount, but it doesn't work for any of the observations. You max it out, and there's still a stack of hidden height. It's a funny one.
100 is it 120% greater, or a total value of 120%, as if it were like 20% higher? Because that sounds just about
no
like
100.
the,
0%. 0% is no refraction. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like 16 or 14 to 16% or whatever would be 7/6. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just another globe. Just making the globe bigger and smaller, essentially.
Well, wait, hang on. If you think about it, if 17% on that slider is equivalent to like a 0.17 on the Walter Bislin calculator, right? I mean, that's like going 100% is going to a full 1 on the Walter Bislin calculator, right?
No, a full 1 on the Walter Bislin calculators is flat Earth refraction level, like flat Earth level refraction. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it might not scale 1 to 1 there.
Well, you got the two different types of you got the K factor or whatever. You got the refraction coefficient. I forget the technical terms for them both, but one of them is like 1.17 would be the same as 0.17 on Walter Bislin.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The K value versus the refraction coefficient. Those terms screwed me up for a while. But yeah, it's context specific, and they're more or less interchangeable, but not really, because one scales non-linearly. Right, the K value, right? Like when it goes to 1, you've hit an infinite radius, so to speak, right? Gotcha. Yeah, it's a killer, man. Great job.
Yeah, so in my version of the replay, I'm going to put a bunch of clips of him saying certain things at the start, right? Like earlier in that same stream, he was talking about how if you have uniform water and air temperatures, then you can't. It mitigates refraction, basically, is what he was saying.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
so it's going to be like the beginning of a TV series, so later in this series.
Well, I just want to point out,
series, he said this, and this, and then later in the series, we're going to make him say that and that.
Yeah. Just want to point out the blatant contradiction.
Yes, brilliant stuff, mate. Yeah, can't wait to see the
contradictions on how you should behave, and contradictions about fraction, contradictions about bottom-up obstruction.
Well, you notice how much they were just throwing shit against the wall from go, right? As soon as you got in and they realized what was happening, you got a better picture of the boat? How do you know those are waves? How are the waves on the side of the boat? Like the shit that they were saying, just like they just started getting more and more desperate trying to nitpick it.
Yeah. How high the waves were on the bottom of the boat struck me. So a couple of foot.
Why would that matter? Like, why would it matter what the wake of the boat is? You're not supposed to be seeing a wake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, we shouldn't be seeing that, and you want to
Have you ever heard them scrutinize the globe earthers tests like this?
You mean like his sunset?
Yeah, like his sunset.
Where was the vertical temperature gradient measurements on his sunset?
Yep. I'm sure I pointed that out to him. Maybe I skipped. Maybe I stopped it too soon. But I did say that.
I think you said that.
Yeah,
He eyeballed it. It was fine. It was good enough conditions, he said.
He licked his finger and he stuck it up in the air. He's like, yeah, it seems like inferior mirage.
Well, he said that because he had the uniform water and air temperatures, he didn't get a superior inferior mirage like normally happens. So he's also like, okay, so why are we usually getting an inferior mirage then? Don't you require the opposite? Because they say that you always have this downward refraction because you have it's deviating downward towards the denser medium downward. But if you're always getting inferior mirages, that's the opposite density gradient or optical density gradient. Anyway, he's full of freaking contradictions. Funny.
Hey DJ, when you make the video, make sure the closed captions are good, and then we can farm a ton of screenshots off of that and use them for memes.
Yeah, right. I will do that. I got a really funny thing to do at the start. I don't know if anyone's Jedi's seen the foreshadowing videos, but it's to do with that.
Yeah, I'm interested, man. Can't wait to see it. But I'm gonna have to go to bed, man. So I'll catch it when I wake up. You enjoy the rest of your morning or evening or afternoon.
Yep. Cheers, Jedi.
All right. Peace.
Catch you later, man.
Yeah, DJ, I think we have a perfect thumbnail for your video.
Yep. What's that?
Did you see what Logie posted earlier?
Oh yeah. The globlin.
The globlin, yeah.
I gotta. Damn it! I gotta scroll up a long way to find that.
Hold on, I'll post it for you.
Shit.
I saved it.
Oh man, I got a funny video. I gotta put it in the side chat. Check this out.
Here you go.
Gotta check this out.
There you go.
Check out this little robot dog. Tell me who you think it looks like.
What the fuck? Oh, come on. No kidding, eh? Fuck. I get mixed up between the two. There's fucking McToon. Then there's the other dude. What's his name? FTFE, there we go. I get mixed up between them.
They're both equally as pathetic.
One's got the British accent, though.
Yeah.
Alright, there I posted the other one there. That was from Karma. Put a little more love into it. Find that fucking hilarious, man. Globlin. God damn. I think Logie's is a little bit more, how do you put it? High res, for thumbnails and shit. And then the other one's perfect for like a meme or whatever. I don't know. Work in progress, but it spawned the idea, so good luck putting that back in the bottle.
I could put on my conversation with Ruhif if you want to listen to that one.
Yeah, put that on.
Oh.
Hey, Indio. Before you started, DJ, just a quick question.
Yeah.
You there, Indio?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm salvaging my honor, dude. Hold on.
Okay.
No one's gonna say I got the frickin' height wrong. I was dead on the motherfucking money.
Shit. Just wanted to ask, if we're gonna start, maybe doing some more stuff on the site. Now that we were talking about it earlier there, and we, if we get more traffic and shit and more eyeballs on it, it just dawned on me. Do you happen to have like an anti-DDoS stuff set up on that, or is it just like all systems go, like nothing there?
Anti-DDoS?
Yeah, like some throttling or IP filtering or some shit.
No. The only thing I have is if you try to log in as admin 3 times in a row with the wrong password, that IP gets banned. It might be 5 times. It's 3 or 5. I can't remember. So you can't brute force. You can't brute force the admin password.
Fair enough.
The root password. Sorry.
All good. Okay, so we'll need to put some work into it. Because if that page gets out there and anyway.
Yeah, my VPS host is pretty good. They detect that crap, dude.
Don't you have to configure it to do that?
I've never had a problem before. I don't know. I mean,
if we start getting millions of requests per second, the thing's not going to work, right?
Well, yeah, it's not going to work. But like my ISP is going to be like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Right? They don't just let shit run wide open.
Okay.
Come on, man. I pay $40 a month, dude. They don't want to pay more than that. Like, I'll be using too many resources.
I would hope so. That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah. I mean, if you have ideas, feel free. You got free reign, man. Go for it.
All right.
Just don't lock me out of the server by accident, man. Just
no.
I have a way in anyway. I can log in through the hypervisor.
Yeah, admin console shit. No problem.
All right, word. Okay, DJ.
Go ahead, DJ.
So that's from the U.S. Geographical Survey called Topo View. There's the pin about where I was, 15 feet.
Oh, awesome! All right, I want this for my my video, so I'm just gonna.
I'll give the link for the Topo. Yeah, I'll give the link too. So.
Awesome, perfect. And I'm gonna clip you saying that as well.
Unlike McToon, I have honor to defend. That dude has no honor.
It says exactly 15 feet as well. That's excellent.
I knew I'd use the Geological Survey or something. I knew, I wouldn't use Google Maps because Google Maps is too fucked up. And they say, Google says that their vertical data is the worst. They said it could be off by as much as 30 meters. Now, they said this years ago, but I'm just going by that because they don't make any assurances to the accuracy of their product. They try to make it accurate because if it was wildly inaccurate, then people wouldn't use it. But they want to make it good enough so that people don't whine. So.
So can I use this site to find the elevation for different places?
Yeah, you can just click right on wherever, and it'll you can drop a pin wherever you want on the topographical map. Yeah. So they have if you go up, so if on this main page, right up in the top right, it says location. Type in the location. Of course, this is only in the United States. So you type in the location, hit enter, and it'll give you a bunch of choices of maps that you could download. But the current one they use for this topographical data, you just click on it, click on the point, and then in that same spot, right, will come up the elevation and the coordinates for wherever you clicked.
Awesome. Yeah, because I presented the 8-foot black swan, and they looked it up, and he put the little marker right where the guy was standing in the observation, and it said 5 meters. And they said that he must have faked his screenshot that said 8 foot. And then when I looked it up, it said that they changed their data sets and it could change easily on coastal areas by a couple of meters. But
he was at Miramar Beach, California, right?
Yep.
Hey, I'm there right now. Oh, where my marker says 1 foot. I'll get his. Do you got the video handy? Because I'll just get the exact coordinates and type those in.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be.
Well, and that controversy. Make sure you make that dude apologize, or whatever. Say something.
Oh, I will. Yeah. They were bringing it up in the McToon debate as well, saying I screwed up on my last observation about the height, and now I've screwed up on this one.
And that's what they try to do. That's their gimmick. They try to find something that might be incorrect, and then because you were incorrect on one thing, everything you say for the rest of all of time is wrong. Because that's how they think, right? They're trying to, like, this person can't be trusted. Don't listen to what they say, because that's how they think about the world. They think, do I trust this person? Oh, I trust them. Now I can do whatever they say is gospel.
Yep, tactics. All right. I've got
mental
the
disorder
coordinates here. Yeah. All right, it's in this GIF.
Okay, I'll pull it. I don't think that GIF's loading. Open link. Oh, I got like a screenshot.
Yeah, I'll just grab the original video, post that.
Yeah, just post it. That's what I thought you were gonna do.
Well, I'll hold on. I'll just play the video. I'll take a screenshot and I'll post that of the coordinates.
All right. There you go, 7 feet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's the exact coordinates, is it?
Yep.
Ha ha ha. All right, thank you very much. That'll come in handy next time that asshole tries to bring that up.
Yep. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be bringing it up.
Think DJ's gonna enter the VC and it's gonna clear the VC. Gotta go make breakfast, Spotty.
All right, should I hit play?
Yeah, let's rock.
Tell us about your satellites, Raiden.
Shall we agree?
Making such terrible arguments. You had him on just about every single one of those.
Come on, man.
Are you like half from Boston, half from Australia?
No, man. Oh, well, I haven't lived in Australia for years, but I'm from Australia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're an American now.
Dude, hold on. Wait.
Europe,
He outed you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I never heard of a Boston Australian accent. What even is that?
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from at all. It's a bit strange talking to Americans.
Okay.
Yo, you guys were
I hear the Australian accent.
We're officially streaming right now.
Cool.
Right, I gotta skip forward.
What's the 3D model of it? Like an extreme 3D model. And like gradually bend the observer pointing more backwards, leaning.
All right, so I wasn't even going to jump in at all in this conversation, but he spent the last 23 minutes bragging about how amazing he is and how stupid flat earthers are. Had to jump in.
Oh, like Raiden.
Hello, friends. Yes.
Backwards Connor.
Welcome.
Anyway. Yeah, sorry. The graph that I put in the chat. How good is that? So good. I showed that very briefly in the debate the other day. This is why we shouldn't bother, well, flirfs shouldn't bother doing, we see too far observations close to the surface like Black Swan.
You had an argument with Mr. Nobody.
Right, but well, what if you were to? Okay, so obviously you do get more fluctuation in temperature gradients when you get closer to the ground. Okay, but that's not always the case, right? Sometimes you can get, just say you have uniform air and water temperature, right? So you have 40-degree water, 40-degree air. Okay, and you've got some readings between point A and point B to show that you don't have that crazy refractive index that can vary a lot at low levels.
When you
I
say
agree
point
with that.
A and B, what are point A and B? Where are point A
Well,
and B?
well, let's say we're doing an observation over 10 miles and we're at point A, okay, and we're going to shoot a laser at point B from 1.5 meters height. Let's say we have 40-degree Fahrenheit water, 40-degree Fahrenheit air, okay, and we have clear looking conditions, right? Let's say we can zoom in with the camera. We're not seeing any inferior or superior miraging or anything like that. We don't see any mirroring or anything like that. Okay, we don't have the conditions that would be present for there to be some kind of super refraction effect, right? Which would be, what standard refractions, 14%, something like that. Okay, now all of a sudden we would need we're seeing something that would require 3,000%, for example. In the globe would have to be 3,000% larger rather than 14% larger to have no hidden height at point B. Okay, but we don't have the conditions present. We don't have point B, the target. Right? Let's say we have something that's 1.5. Don't even worry about the laser. Okay, let's say we have a 1.5 meter person at point A. Well, okay, 1.8 meter. A 1.8 meter target. All right, and we can zoom in across the distance. Let's say it's 10 miles for this thought experiment. Okay, we can see the person undistorted. Each person has a weather station. Okay, they're taking readings of the temperature, the pressure. Okay, we know the water temperature, we know the air temperature. Okay, so standard refraction is 7 to 16%, let's say. Okay, but we're needing 3,000% for this to work on a globe.
Who wants to talk about point A and point B being one side of the lake and the other side of the lake? Icy spin? Hammer eyes?
The
you said to measure the refraction between point A and point B, where A is one side of the lake and B is the other side.
To measure the refraction, I mean, if you wanted to do it, I don't know that it's significant, but you would do it just getting the lapse rate, right?
Yes, vertically.
Vertically, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
I think you might have had this argument with lanolin before, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've had this argument with everyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the refractive index is on point A and point B across the lake. The only thing that matters is the vertical gradient.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we're taking a vertical temperature pressure gradient at each point, right? We could have multiple points along the way, okay, but at the end of the day, the laser's hitting the target.
Well, that's a separate issue, but just refraction now. Are you measuring the refractive gradient?
Well, you're doing the best you can to measure it, right? So to measure it perfectly, you would have to have some extreme amount of tools between point A and point B, measuring the vertical change in the refractive or in the temperature gradient. Like we can all agree that the temperature gradient is the primary factor that controls the deviation of light at lower altitudes, right?
It's the major variable. It's the major variable.
It's the main thing. Okay. Well, it is the main factor. I mean, it's the primary
pressure
cause. Okay, but that's what's going to be controlling the optical density of the air. Right, that's measured differently than just with a barometer. Okay, we're talking about the optical density, which is what controls the deviation of the light.
Right. But how are we measuring that?
Okay, so, well, the cause of it, right, is having a harsh change in the optical density of the refractive index vertically. Okay, that's what's going to cause the light to deviate up or down depending on where the cooler air is or where the higher optical density portion of the medium is, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we don't have the conditions present to cause that change, like that extreme change in the temperature gradient vertically to affect the optical density gradient vertically. Okay, we have uniform water temperature, we have uniform air temperature. Now, if we want to have an inferior mirage or something like that, okay, we'd be looking down, say,
hang on. I'm trying to get you to tell me how we're measuring the gradient.
Okay, so we're doing the best we can. Okay, so we know the water temperature. Let's say we have a still lake, right, on a day with hardly any wind. Okay, we know the water temperature is 40 degrees, the air temperature is 40 degrees. Now, we're also using some weather stations, for example, to take some readings vertically that half a meter off the surface, it's X temperature and pressure. Okay, and 2 meters height, it's X temperature and pressure, like they did in the arc of the parallel, right? That's pretty much what they did to account
let's look at some numbers,
estimate
though.
refraction.
Right, let's look at some. Let's say we have the temperature at 0.5 meter and the temperature at 1.5 meters, right? Just assume we have that data.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea of the variance in thermometers?
What do you mean by the variance in thermometers? Them reading different temperatures.
So the hardware's out. He's a low life, isn't he?
Oh, okay, so well, I mean, I don't know exactly. It depends on which thermometers you would be using. You could use multiple, but it's roughly. I mean, okay, using buoy data, like government weather station data of, say, a buoy to get the water temperature and air temperature. Okay, so they're probably using some decent quality thermometers.
1/10 of a degree?
Yeah, we could use it. I'm not sure. What's the change?
The point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's assume it's 1/10 of a degree, right?
Mhm.
Over the lapse rate, therefore, if we've got a measurement at 0.5 meter and a measurement at 1.5 meters, so the span is 1 meter. If the variance is 1/10 of a degree, we have a margin of error for our lapse rate of 100 degrees.
A margin of error for a lapse rate of 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes. No, Celsius.
What? Celsius.
The lapse rate is degrees Celsius per kilometer.
Okay, so what if we have
Not
okay, so what if we have warmer temperatures down lower and cooler temperatures up higher?
Yeah, then you'll probably have an inferior mirage. Yeah, but we're talking about whether you can forecast refraction with such an absurd margin of error for your lapse rate.
Okay, so if you had some crazy refractive condition taking place, obviously there's going to be some destruction in the distance. We're going to get inferior or superior miraging, and those have
maybe not
obvious. Okay.
That's just this slime ball trying to make it unfalsifiable. That's all.
Superior mirage. It's obviously when we have a strong deviation of the light, right, into the cooler portion of the medium.
So the inferior mirage is when it changes from upwardly bending light to, either straight light or downwardly bending light. That's a change in the gradient, and it's basically the reverse of that to get a superior mirage.
Right. Yeah. So upward refraction, downward refraction for superior mirage. Okay, and then mild versions of those for looming or sinking.
Looming is just a uniform gradient. So it's downwardly bending with a uniform gradient.
Right. But okay, so looming and superior mirages, right? So looming is a superior mirage essentially. It falls within the category of a superior mirage. Yeah, it does.
No.
and sinking falls in the category of an inferior mirage. It's just a milder version of that. I heard you butchering this on the debate the other day, by the way.
And a superior mirage, right, involves an upside down image, right, and that is
not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can have a superior mirage without an upside down image. It doesn't. It can. You can have inverted images with superior mirages. Okay, you can have upside down, or you can not have that as well. I can show you examples of that right now. There are different. There are plenty of different forms. You know, a Fata Morgana is also a superior mirage, right?
Yes, but it's more complicated than that. Yes.
Right. It falls under the category of a superior mirage. So does looming. Sinking would be the opposite of looming. Look, dude, I've got American Meteorological Society citations for all of these things that I'm saying right here in front of me. You can post them in the side chat.
What is a mirage?
What? A mirage?
Yeah.
Okay, so a mirage is when you have the deviation. It's basically they all fall under the category of atmospheric refraction.
Right.
Okay, so look,
does a mirage involve an upside
here's the definition. It's when the atmosphere acts like a lens, okay, and you have a deviation in the light as it travels through the medium, and it will deviate towards the cooler portion of the medium or the more optical dense portion of the medium. Okay, and then depending on how much it's deviating, you're going to get different miraging effects. Okay, you're going to get superior, inferior, looming, sinking, stooping, towering, and so on, right? Different variations of those, but that's the basic ones right there. Okay, there's the definition of mirage in the side chat. Okay, and it clearly says in that as well that the density variation is primarily dependent upon temperature. Okay, so temperature is what we're measuring.
My definition of a mirage is that it's necessarily an inverted image, whether it be an inferior mirage or a superior mirage. Right? That's not looming. I mean, do you want me to find a definition of mirage? We can have dueling definitions.
Yes. So sorry about that, Ruhif. My wife was just asking me something. Can you just repeat the last sentence again? Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, I will find a definition of mirage that means necessarily an inverted image, right? And then we just have dueling definitions, which is pointless.
Okay, all right. Well, this is the American Meteorological Society, so this is peer-reviewed. Okay, it's kind of like the go-to glossary on meteorological definitions. Okay, it's basically the best you can get.
Should have said yes. Put it on the bus and let him go and get it.
I mean, we could use Andrew Thomas Young's definitions as well. He's probably the next best source, right? So you don't always have to have an inverted image. I mean, I can show you an image right now, and you want to show me where the inverted image is in this superior mirage, and if this isn't a superior mirage, maybe you can tell me what it is.
It's the definition thing, right?
Well, not really. This is just showing you. Okay, so what? Oh, that's not a mirage
at all.
That's not a mirage at all. Correct. Why is the ship floating?
Right, because the water is the same color as the water is the same color as the sky.
Oh, really? And why do we have the cutoff right there with the water? Clearly, we have total internal reflection taking place. This is
my favorite.
This is a superior mirage, guys.
Effect. It's called the Fresnel effect.
This is called a superior mirage.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
People go ask Andrew Thomas Young if that's a superior mirage. I guarantee he'll say no.
You go ask him. Yeah, you go ask him.
Sure.
Look, every single. Okay, just type in superior mirage and hit images. You're going to see these exact images. Okay, you can have different. You can have different versions.
This is. So wait, where do you guys think the horizon is? I think it's like in the like. I think the middle point is below that ship, and there's a Fresnel effect, a huge Fresnel effect happening there.
Right. See the cutoff between the red part of the hull and the black part of the hull. You can see the horizon.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, Ruhif. So you think that's the Fresnel effect, right, Ruhif?
I don't know what the Fresnel effect is.
Right, it's because you guys don't account for the Fresnel effect in geodetic survey.
Where we're at, yeah. What I was going to say was, just because you type in superior mirage and images, right? People on the internet can be wrong, and often are wrong.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, and you're a person on the internet. right? And you can be wrong, and often are wrong, especially when you were talking about, well, you were saying bottom-up obstruction would have to have the mirroring effect, right? You can't have bottom-up obstruction without the mirroring effect being an inferior mirage, where you can absolutely have bottom-up obstruction due to sinking, right? Which is a different type of inferior mirage that doesn't have the TIR involved in it. It doesn't have that mirroring effect, and they have different definitions. They have two separate definitions for those.
What appears in place of the vanishing zone?
The vanishing zone. Look, a horizon is a vanishing zone. What do you mean, a vanishing zone specifically?
I'll show you. One sec.
Because you guys claim a horizon is a byproduct of Earth curvature. I claim that a horizon is what the definition of horizon states, right? It's an apparent location.
There you go. So that red part, the red part of that thing on the right, there's no path of light to reach the observer. So what do you see?
Okay, so let's show a real-world demonstration of this without any mirroring effect, and I'll show you what you see. What you see matches the definition of sinking refraction. Okay, something that would normally be visible on the horizon apparently sinks beneath it, and what you're seeing is not physically obstructed, although it may appear to be so. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of that right now. Sorry?
This will just remind me that Andrew Thomas Young has been wrong in the past as well.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you've been wrong in the past too.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so I'm just using him as a hostile witness. That's all. I mean, I don't agree with everything Andrew Thomas Young says either. Okay, so Andrew Thomas Young, yeah. So I can give you multiple definitions. I mean, you could go to any source of sinking refraction. I mean, you don't seem to acknowledge sinking refraction exists. You think it has to be an inferior mirage. You don't think there's a mild version of an inferior mirage doesn't exist? All right, so look, I'm going to bring up an observation now that shows something that you can clearly see across a flat surface. Okay, all of a sudden looks like it disappears over a horizon that becomes apparent once the temperature is changed in the room. Okay, we have cooler air introduced up higher, and then all of a sudden we have a slight amount of upward bending light, which makes the objects kind of look like what we see in the Lake Pontchartrain, but without the mirroring, without the inferior mirage. Okay, and it looks like things are sinking behind the horizon, even though they're not physically obstructed by anything. So I'm just going to pop it in the side chat, and yeah, I'm just grabbing it. Sorry.
What's Ruhip showing? Non-existent, non-real things? Always some cartoon schematics of non-real stuff. That's weird.
Yeah.
All right, it's in the
and you think a diagonal line means the triangle is going to be more than 180? I think you're ignorant as fuck. So if I'm on the stairs, right, a stairway, and Bob's on the stairway, and we're both on different stairs, he has a line to him, he has a line to him, and they both draw a line to me, you fucking retard, that's still a triangle. You dumb fuck, and they're both on different levels. You dumb fuck. You fucking retard, Ruhif. You fucking utter retard bitch.
Can someone mute him? I'm doing
retard.
I don't have mod.
Fucking retard. I can be on a cliff and Bob can be down on the ground.
Thank you, Demo.
I
love you.
Straight line. And both of our lines that go to the observer will be straight lines too. That's a triangle, you fucking retard bitch.
He's speeding up because he knows he's going to be muted.
Fucking retard. Retard.
I'd just like to thank our sponsors.
Or you gotta save this for
you hear the last thing you said?
The end of the stream, so we can get a nice send off for the Globies.
Did you say Ruhif Tard? Did you hear Ruhif Tard? Ruhif Tard's a good nickname.
He spits that fire, dude.
Yeah, Demok's the best.
All right, Ruhif.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's in the side chat. Look. So all we're seeing is a small amount of upward deviation of the light. That's all. So it just creates a bit of downward deviation, apparent downward deviation of the objects in the distance. So all of a sudden, it looks like the blocks are now curving, and the red light that you could see in the distance, it disappears behind an apparent horizon, which is just caused by the by them changing the temperature in the room. Okay, they've got in the full video, they show the they've got the readings, right? You can see the thermometer in the background. I think they take 4 different height readings. This is only over a small scale as well. So as soon as they introduce the cooler air, okay, we got warmer air down lower, and then slightly cooler air above, and then all of a sudden we get a little bit of upward refraction, which causes a little bit of sinking in the distance. It fits the definition. There's no inferior mirage taking place here. Okay, if just last thing, really quick. Okay, if there was if they were to be able to heat the floor up more than this or add much cooler air, okay, then you would have that vanishing zone where the light would actually go over the top of the observer's head, okay, and then you would get that total internal reflection zone, whatever you want to call it, the mirroring in the distance where you just see a mirrored image of whatever's in the background. Okay, but we don't have that because we don't have enough deviation of the light.
Cool.
I mean, this matches with
I've
the
got
mainstream. So.
No, I've got
Go ahead.
source video, which is a bit better resolution.
Yeah.
For now, I will say it's interesting.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'll have to get back to you on it.
I appreciate that, man. That's good faith. Cool. Thank you.
So hold me to it.
Cool. Look, I just want to go over. I mean, if you have time, just 5 minutes, go over a different observation. You probably haven't seen this one. It's interesting. I'm just presenting it just to get your opinion on it. I'm not trying to. It's not like a gotcha. I'm not trying to argue or anything like that. But this is a cool one. If you want to see it.
If
Yes?
you're about to get wrecked, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to wreck Ruhif at all. You know,
wreck my whole day.
I complimented Ruhif when he came in. He just destroyed Nathan Thompson the other day.
Dude, I want to debate Nathan Thompson. And is he a legitimate father?
I don't think he is. Skew up.
Did you watch my videos? He's in my part 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch them. I've seen a bit of them. I haven't seen the whole things yet.
Yeah, part 2 is just about exposing all the fake flat earthers.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We got a boat, right? This is just a random picture of the boat that's in the observation. It's called the Mandarin Arrow. And here is just the ship tracking, right? Just to show us. In the observation, the guy goes to the shoreline in the morning, 9:30, and he's zooming out at this ship. It's anchored, and it's what is it, 12.4 nautical miles, just over 14 miles away, something like that. Anyway, all right, so in the morning, he zooms in on the ship, and we can only see the top bit of the ship, right? Obviously, most globe earthers would say, okay, well, it's absolutely hidden behind the curvature of the Earth. It couldn't possibly be anything other than that. Now, what he does is he keeps zooming in on the ship over the next 3 hours. Okay, so I'm speculating. I don't have the measurements, right, or the data, the weather data, but I'm assuming that in the morning the water was warmer, right? Because obviously water stays a pretty uniform temperature throughout the night and day compared to the air. Okay, and that the air was much cooler than the water in the morning when he went there. And then as the air starts to warm up, as the sun comes out, blah, 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 more and more of the boat starts to become visible. So over the next 3 hours, you can start to see more and more of the boat appear, even though the boat's stationary. Okay, now we have the opposite effect. 3 hours later, we can see the whole boat, right? That's the same boat. Now we see a bit of stooping, maybe a little bit of looming, right? It looks like it's up a bit. It's a little bit hazy. But yeah, look, this is just to show that in the morning, it looked like it was hidden behind the horizon, and someone could cherry pick that and then take that and say, look, this is a ship behind the horizon video. Whereas what's happening is more likely what matches the definition of sinking.
Is there a source video for this one?
I've been trying to find the source video. I have this. Oh, damn it.
What is the first picture of?
The first picture is of the top of that boat. If you have a look at the very first picture I posted of the whole boat, you can see those little units on the top of the boat, and then you've got the whole hull underneath it. It's just those little sections popping out above the top of the horizon. And if you have a look at the bottom of it, we can actually see a little bit of an inferior mirage start to sneak in there as well. Like we can see a gap of what looks like sky right where the horizon and the section above the horizon meets. So it's a sign that there's inferior mirage taking place. but not a full-blown one. And when he zooms out on it, in the image just below it, you can't really see that, right? It's only when he zooms right in on it. But
I'm looking at
I'm
that
trying
big, that big thing because it got smaller in the second one, and I assume it's not in the photo in the last one. Is that?
Yeah, it's actually squished. It's actually squished.
Yeah.
It's stooping. Yeah.
Okay, I see. I was like, how's that white thing turn into a black thing? No one else was saying anything.
It almost looks like man. It almost looks like a different day and a different image, but it's not. Look, I do have the I'm just going to go to my server quickly because it's the video is too big for me to upload here. So just a second. I'm just gonna see if I can copy the link to the actual full video. So this isn't the full video. This is just a copy of the. It's like it must be half the video or something because it shows him doing the the transition of the zooming in and out over the 3-hour period and that kind of thing.
That'd be perfect.
1 second.
Yeah, the bow's not in the first image. The first image zoomed in a lot, and the bow's not in frame. The second image, that's the bow in the middle of the photo.
All right, here we go. I should be able to copy it now. All right, copy link. There it is. Yeah, I will track down the original video for this sooner or later. But I do have plenty of other examples similar to this.
How do I download?
All right, just a couple of citations really quickly, just to go along with what I posted.
How do I download it?
Oh,
there we go. No, got it. Done.
Got it? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, I mean, sinking, Oxford reference, a refraction effect in which an object normally visible on the geographical horizon apparently sinks beneath it. And then Andrew Thomas Young, an atmospheric refraction can bend light rays in such that distant objects are displaced vertically, causing parts of these objects to drop below the apparent horizon or become partially obstructed, even though the line of sight is geometrically unobstructed. And then we got Perkins David, atmospheric refraction in geodetic and astronomical observations. Refraction caused by temperature gradients near Earth's surface causes distant land, sea, and urban features to appear distorted or partially visible when they would otherwise be fully visible in the absence of such non-uniform atmospheric conditions. So, I mean, this is something that would be needed to take into consideration when someone presents a long distance observation and something is sinking or something is appearing to be hidden partially behind the horizon, to validate that we don't have this condition. I think it's much more common than what people say, because all it requires is warmer water or a warmer surface of ground, and then a cooler layer of air above it, which seems to happen quite often.
Nice.
Appreciate that, Ruhif. You got an interesting out of you. I appreciate.
I'll look at that today.
Cool. Awesome, bro.
Where is he? Just trying to figure out where he is. 1 sec.
Yep. Looks like looks like somewhere on the middle of the East Coast. Oh, that's Adelaide?
Plain reality. Yeah. Is it plain reality?
Oh, I have no idea. Maybe that'll help me track down the original video.
Yeah, it is too. He's at Grange.
Plain reality?
So it's definitely plain reality.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, bro.
I'll stick this video out and have a look at Sky Free today at some point.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Catch you guys soon. See you.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Later.
Yo, Ruhif, wait, before you leave. Did he leave?
He just messaged me and said he wanted nothing to do with you anymore. Queue up. I'm sorry, dude.
I was coming to talk about refraction.
He actually said he was. He said it was.
I had my envy. I had the goat. The goat is here, and he ran.
Oh, you were gonna ask him, Taylor? Dude, that guy gets in and gets out. He's like, all right, later, bye.
Not all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I brought that up because I remember in Ruhif's last debate, he was saying that you can't have bottom-up instruction on a flat Earth. Wanted to call
Yeah, what's
him
his
out
go
on
with that? Is he just copy pasting from McClown Show?
I think they all sort of feed off each other, and they get their information from, you know, anti-flat Earth sources and things like that. So, I mean, for someone that's been looking into it for so long, how can you not know what sinking is? It shows he's not doing his research properly.
Well, that's like when you were in the recording, you should have said yes, go and get your definition of refraction or looming or whichever one it was, and yeah, just to see what he does, just so he doesn't have sitting there making claims. Yes, it would have been about my definition versus your definition, but I wasn't interested in his personal definition, and that's what he runs off, and that's why he just uses that as a gimmick to see if you would pull it up. So yeah, next time he does say, oh, but it's just going to be my definition versus your definition, no worries, mate, I've got nothing but time. Let him go and do it. Let him go and do some research.
Yeah, you know, I didn't do that because I know that there are definitions out there that are conflicting with other definitions because they really don't know how this stuff works totally. And if you look at different academic sources, they contradict each other all the time. And
oh, they're all over the place. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're all
Shit,
over the place. Like I've read some that you know are all over the place. So I'm sure that there are conflicting definitions, and you can get in. He was right when he said you can get into that definition battle, but my definitions were from like the peer-reviewed
AMS.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, like not just some rando definitions.
Well, I mean, it's confused. If you look at refraction from astronomy, and then you look at it for like surveying, and then you look at it from like, say, the academic literature, and then you look at it, say, in, you know, not like geodetic surveying, but like surveying of land. You know what I mean? Geodetic surveying is a little different. It's a different practice. Like typically surveyors don't do both. They can do both, but typically plain surveyors just do that types of surveying. And geodetic surveying is kind of work for like the government. That's just what I've noticed is that like regular surveyors, they survey building sites and, you know, property boundaries and things like that. And then the people that work for the government, they survey geodetic surveying where they're surveying interstate highway systems and that type of nonsense. But even that swath of literature, which should all it should all be uniform what they're saying. And then if we throw in another thing, what's the textbook say? Textbook says something completely different than all of that. They all need to get their story straight if they want to make that. Oh yeah, you don't believe in refraction? Oh, we figured refraction out. Well, you need to tell the people writing these books because they haven't figured it out.
Yep.
Personal definitions, though, dude, I would have flipped out, bro. What do you mean your definition? I don't want your definition. I want the definition. And then his definition, when you turned out, was wrong anyway because you showed him it was wrong, right? You showed him that mirage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he just how arrogant he was being, and how arrogant he was being in the debate that I watched the other day. It's the only reason I jumped in because he was just gloating, you know, calling us fluffs and fluffspective and saying all this bullshit. So
yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's just a bunch of slogans and nonsense, man.
But yeah, the way I approach the refraction argument is just not necessarily that I agree 100% with every single thing that I'm saying, because I know it's a lot more complicated than that, and they don't really know how it works. But what I can do is just use it as a hostile witness. This is what your side says happens on a globe. This is what your side says happens with this and that. And I can back every single thing up with a citation because it's what your side says happens. And they can't really argue against that because it's what their side's saying anyway.
You just made me remember the nonsense McToon said about chromatic aberration in the P1000. He literally just made that up, man. That was just all made up.
No, in Nikon cameras, not the P1000. It was just Nikon cameras. But it's specific lenses on cameras, and there's even a write-up. When I looked at Kalari Vision to get about getting mine converted over to infrared, there's a write-up in their pages, and they've got it there. For select manufacturers, certain lenses are worse than others.
Yeah, of course. But he was like, well, infrared is better because P1000s are particularly bad with chromatic aberration, and infrared takes care of that. Shut up, bro. Like, just made all that up.
Is he high?
Yeah.
Always.
No, he was.
We figured out how to correct for chromatic aberration like almost 100 years ago.
Well, DJ was bringing up, he was talking about the infrared video that was taken, and McToon had to say something, and that's the nonsense that came out of his face. They were doing like Globers do. They throw shit against the wall until something sticks, man. That's all it was.
His verbal diarrhea.
Oh my God. Well, you weren't in here, were you, for that audio? Did you just get here, Ray?
I got about half of it.
Oh yeah, his total like meltdown of just the nonsense that he was saying. What was it about Bislin's calculator or something? He was just jibber jabbering, just utter buffoonery.
And that's typical his style.
It was worse than normal. You should clip just that one part of him. Just he replied to something DJ asked him a question. He freaking bumped himself into a pretzel trying not to answer it. Then when he did answer it, that answer was just nonsensical word salad. Just absolute nonsense, the whole thing.
I was shocked when he just started screaming at me. I couldn't believe that was happening. I was like, what the hell? Does this guy not know how he would be perceived by people? I mean, obviously not by his own followers because they're like him. But by anyone else listening, they'd be like, what the hell? Why does he just start screaming dickhead over and over and over again for no reason at all? It's just there
was no reason. Like,
yeah,
him saying that you're interrupting him, like saying that you weren't interrupting him at all, like not at all. Like he was just. I mean, I hate this analogy, but he was just he was playing. He basically, at one point, took the right to remain silent for fear he might incriminate himself. Like literally, I'm not going to answer. Just wait till you're done, and then I'll answer. Yeah, because you don't want to incriminate yourself, man. Now the audio on his side, he said it was glitching out. Now, did it seem intentional or was it accidental?
Yeah, I have no idea. But if you watch his stream,
that's what I'm talking about. His stream.
Yeah, everyone's voice. It's like you say half a word and it'll glitch out. It's very, very difficult and frustrating to listen to. So a lot of people won't watch the stream for long enough to even get to that point because of the clipping. It's just clipping constantly.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah. But I've taken his footage.
Dude, he might have. Did you see if he streamed it on X? And see if there's. I'll look right now. I'll look and see if he streamed it on X because there might be a copy up there that it wasn't glitching.
You should have seen his side chat. His side chat was having a freaking frothing at the mouth. Just hundreds of them just freaking out.
I bet. That's what I mean. I wanted his audience to see him get freaking him behaving like that and getting sliced and diced, man. That's what I want. I want his people to see him, man. That's what I want. Like, this is the dude you follow. This fucking lesbian. I'm sorry I call him that, man. I heard another flat earther call him a lesbian. I think freaking, it wasn't Witsit, but it was somebody called him a lesbian in a debate, and I was cracking up.
He does look a bit like a lesbian.
I know he does. That's what's so funny about it.
So what I've done is I've taken his footage so we can see his reactions in perfectly, right? So and then I've taken his video footage, and then I've taken the good quality audio footage, and then I've synced that up in Premiere Pro. It's got it without the clipping. So you can see his reactions, basically. You can see him melting down and looking worried.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it isn't on X. It must not stream on X. Could have swore I've seen this stuff up on X, though.
The amount of clown shows that you've got chasing you that worship him, you've probably just seen a whole heap of shit that they've copied and pasted for you. Oh, but McToon does this, and yeah, that's probably why you've seen a fair bit of it.
I also like that he said when you asked him any evidence, I have a lie, and then he had the lie. That's hilarious, dude. And then he's like, I don't remember where. I think it was South America. Yeah, you remember. I did all this stuff and showed him that he was wrong. And then he didn't answer me. Bullshit, I didn't answer you. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
That was freaking great,
too,
DJ. I had a good time.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, appreciate it, Indio. Catch you later.
Yeah. Yeah, Augie, Matrix. Anyone else that's here? Relay. Logging off. Till next time. Tomorrow. Bye. Well, I'm going to rub it in. You missed last night in the home server. You're a square. It was freaking awesome.
Wait, what? I'm a square? Who's a square?
Yeah, you're a square, man.
Oh boy, what'd I do?
Anyone that missed last night, they're freaking square.
Oh,
You guys
okay,
are
yeah, like
squares, man.
L7, loser.
Yeah. You guys went to bed too early because you're squares, man. You should have stayed up a little bit later. Oh shit, man. I love Nano Banana. So what the fuck is it? Dude, we went over DJ went over his he debated McToon.
Yeah, I heard it. McToon got the gradient upside down. Like he was crazy.
Oh, you heard it? Oh my god.
Yeah, he
man.
got the gradient upside down.
Teacher, can I go bathroom?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can't leave the class, so just go in your pants.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you. I love you so much.
Yeah, so DJ like played it in the live stream, but he like showed the slides that he used while he
Man, I
presented
miss
it.
that.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome, man. It was basically like a replay or a rebroadcast. It was great, man. Man, I could hear McToon's voice quivering, man.
Yep. Yep.
Sound like he was about to cry.
It's amazing, right? Like, if I were to say the same words that he says, I could not do it with a straight face. Same goes for pretty much everybody that comes in here that's like this. Like, if those words left my mouth, I'd feel like I'm lying. I would just feel awful and stupid.
I know the part where DJ asked him the question, he was like basically pleading the Fifth Amendment, the right not to incriminate himself. And he wouldn't answer and said, I'll just talk when you're done. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And then when he eventually did talk, it was word salad gibberish with his concession sandwiched in between random parts of the sentences he said, dude. It was the most. DJ literally broke his brain, man. Broke his brain. He was so off script that he didn't know how to deal. Look, it's easy to debate when you just have like a bunch of cue card slogans that you're just going to say at different points when you get cornered. But DJ had him so boxed in, there was just nowhere for him to go without looking even dumber. Like he went a couple times and just looked even dumber. Now, the thing I'm disappointed about, I wanted that to be in front of his crew. He did live stream it, but DJ said the audio on McToon's screen is broken up, is just horrible. So you didn't even get the full glory of the McToon's L because like his sycophantic suck-ups didn't even hear all of it.
It's quite evident why he never comes by to seek us out and talk to us about these things. We'd just be bad for his viewership. And his viewers are also just as insufferable.
I know, but they won't like McToon has like the fake it till you make it thing. So that works. But eventually, if you get exposed enough or if you keep running into a buzzsaw enough times, it doesn't work. And his viewers will abandon him like a bad freaking haircut.
Yeah, like one of the things he said last night, McToon, was there's no such thing as a vanishing point in reality. That's that's like what? Yeah. Yep. I mean, he says these things. He just makes stuff up like this. I mean, it's so dishonest. And he also said, "Well, when I did this formula, I was able to to back this into a refraction coefficient K factor of 0.3." And so he's cherry picking variables, cherry picking even methods and formulas, and then says stuff like vanishing lines don't exist in reality. Like it just how can anyone in good conscience do these things? And he's certainly smart enough to know better.
No, because he's a propagandist. That's all he is.
It really makes you start to wonder what we're up against. How
I
much of
know
this is
it's
organic?
I know, dude. There's some things that happen, and I really hate the FBI's on all the flat earthers. You know,
right?
I really hate that there's agents or people that are being hired or compensated to do this. But when like I think about dude is saying stuff he knows is dishonest. Okay, he knows that he's intentionally trying to deceive his audience and everybody listening. Now, there's some possibilities. Is it just the ego? Is it the ends justify the means? Or are you a fucking paid goddamn agent, dude? Like, there's only a couple possibilities because you can't accidentally do, like, there's certain things that can't be, like Professor Dave in his debate where he does like 800 logical fallacies. In an hour, how do you do that by accident? You know what I mean? Or just being irrational. Like, how can you do that? No, you're intentionally doing that to obscure the truth. There's no way it can be accidental. Then it makes you wonder, why would they want to obscure the truth in the first place? Why is that your goal?
Yeah, and for this topic, I mean, I get it. Like there are ancillary issues connected to this topic that they'd be more worried about than the actual topic at hand. You know, and one of them is the undermining of the credibility of certain institutions and organizations. So I get that. We also know for a fact that there are people that go behind the scenes and put influencers on social media on the take in order to inject certain themes and ideas and steer conversations in different directions.
Yeah, derail conversations. That's what you know how it goes.
Yeah, like, hey, we have so we'll, the meeting could go like, hold on one sec. So like, you could easily understand a situation where one of these influencers like him is contacted. Okay, says, hey, I represent, so and so. Let's do lunch. And then so they go to lunch and say, hey, how would you like to have an extra, 100,000 followers, and we'll have amongst them subscribers. We can increase your monthly income by about $3,000. The only thing we need from you is here a list of agenda topics and timeline. We need you to be able to push these certain ideas through and be open to messaging, and we'll have somebody craft some ideas and language for you to help integrate into your broadcasts or whatever. And they say, yeah, okay, sounds good. I'll do it.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I have to wonder sometimes. I think the debate with DJ was just ego protection, maybe.
I'd rather resolve it at that level before flying off the handle. But it's true. I mean, you should wonder about.
I mean, wouldn't they fire them by now? That's that's the other thing when I think about them being agents, that they're so incompetent that what they're doing is not working. So why wouldn't they be fired by now and then hire more competent people?
I know. Well, here's the thing, like who's the one determining what the measurements of success are for this? I mean, maybe their measurement of success isn't so much to convince us, but it's to keep convincing their fans and to keep that going, no matter how bad it looks.
This is almost like the liberal tactic where all they got to do is keep the 1% of the progressives rabid, right?
Exactly. Yep. Their job might just be to placate those few people.
The real hardcore people.
Right, because
the ones that tell us to kill ourselves and to drink bleach and not to procreate, and they send freaking autopsy photos in our DMs. Those psychos. Yeah.
Yep, the unwitting masses, the useful idiots. They're the ones that are affecting the real work. And it does sound kind of conspiratorial until it's not, because you can go read open source information about all this, like from the openly published JTRIG files out of the UK. online influence operations. You know?
Found out the other day that there's a guy, he's a professor of the university. I don't want to really bring politics into this because of this ongoing Iran thing. So I'll just say this. This guy is an Iranian scholar. And the person asked him, the people in Iran, did they see what President Trump said? He was like, man, there's more TV channels beamed into Iran from the outside than that are in Iran for Iranians. You know what I mean? He's like, we have all sort of Western stuff that are just beaming TV, radio, all sorts of media. Same thing we did during the Soviet Union with the, Radio Free Radio Free Europe, right? And we just broadcast our propaganda into their sphere of influence. He then said that in not Azerbaijan, what's the one right next to it? Armenia? Yeah. In Armenia, that the Israelis have a 4,000 person, basically a troll farm, to be online in Iranian online communities to push narrative, right? To manipulate political opinion and all this. Obviously, we're doing the same thing. Obviously. Why wouldn't we? It would be stupid not to.
Oh yeah, I mean you can peruse like open contracts for bidding. NATO contracts for online influence operations, information operations. And they'll describe what they're doing. Hey, we need a vendor who can basically provide millions of SOC accounts and manage them this way in order to to craft messaging that are politically, favorable. It's insane what's openly available and you can find.
Someone said, I seen this. I can't remember right now where I saw it. They said that the U.S. Navy was taking bids to refurbish and restore Sevastopol, which is the Russian naval base on the Black Sea.
That's funny.
The fucking balls on these guys, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, that alone is an information operation. Because they know the other side's watching this stuff. So they project full on confidence.
Yeah, but how can you keep track of all the information that the other side generates? That's what I don't get.
That's a good point.
Right? Like we have stuff that's like in plain sight all the time. Like, oh, weren't you they're saying this stuff right out loud. But it's like, like the Davos stuff. Right? They come out and they say it right out loud, like what they want to do. And they've been saying there for 80 to 100 years exactly what they want to do. They're not hiding it. Like the things that Rockefeller said, like the things that William Casey said, like all the things that Kissinger said, right? They come right out and they say it, what they want to do and what they think about everybody. But like, who knows what else is out there, what else they've said that we just don't have the information as far as like the United States basically saying, yeah, we're going to try and take over Sevastopol and we're taking bids of how we're going to reconstruct it because we plan on destroying it. And plus, we use the empirical system and they use metrics, so we're gonna have to resize everything.
Yeah, that is funny.
But what I'm saying is like there's like before, especially before the internet, right? With the grants.gov or whatever it's called. Before that, like how did anybody find it? And like, did the Russians have like I mean, how would they have like the manpower to even go over all the paperwork produced by the United States? And how could we go over theirs? Right? Because they're producing freaking tons and tons of paperwork about what they're doing. Like, how do we, like, I don't even know how you would know. Like, it is too much. With the AI, though, on the other, but that's what's scary about the AI is that it can sift through data better than anything else, right? Really, all it is like data processing, data analytics, let's call it that. And it's really good at that. Really good.
Well, I mean, that seems to be the name of the game. And, these contracts for big data have been quite common for 20 years now in Washington. We need a Hadoop developer. We need MongoDB. We need this and that. We need people that can do terabytes and terabytes of rows and columns and do data transformation and flattening and manipulation, building ontologies and databases for databases of ontologies and so on.
Yeah. I remember right after 9/11, I think it was like maybe 2 years after, the government bought basically a giant fucking RAM disk that was like I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was at least a terabyte. Wait a minute. But this is like in 2000, right? So it was like a terabyte RAM disk. So that basically they wanted to be able to take a large database and be able to load it into memory so that they could read-write access it super fast, right? They didn't have to wait for the disk to spin.
Yeah, right.
And this is kind of like before solid state drives, really. So they were making and RAM is quicker than the NAND memory, right? So it's about 10 times faster. At least back then. I don't know what it is currently. The current state of that is. But they ordered 2 of these from, I think it was a Florida company. And, back then they were basically duplicating the entire internet that was coming in and out of the United States at a couple of key locations.
Yeah, all that came out.
Well, I mean, the big fucking trailer plugged into L3 communications that didn't used to be there. That was a big fucking clue. That was like right down the street from my house. So there's a block. It's Binney Street in Cambridge, and it's like it's indescript. No one really lives there, but there's a couple huge buildings, and there's like a microwave tower, and it's AT&T. Well, back then with Verizon and L3 Communications, which changed their name to Cogent, and then changed who even knows what their name now. Their internet backbone provider. And Boston so all the internet that comes through the Northeast terminates in Boston. I don't know where it crosses. It might go up to Nova Scotia and cross. Anyway, they were basically any information that came through the Boston L3 building frickin' was just duplicated. They just made a copy of everything. They had their own like little private clone of the internet. Now, my initial position on that was, just throw so much information out there that they can't search it. That's the way to stay anonymous, right? Is just
obfuscation, security.
Yeah, smoke screen. Just fucking absolute smoke screen. But now with the frickin' LLMs, man, I don't know if that works anymore. Though it might.
Yeah, the scary thing is just almost how good at statistics these engines are. And so they'd be able to quickly correlate data and find what is, separate the wheat from the chaff.
The only way to defeat, I think, is to do multi-level correlation to get to the actual substance, because they haven't been able to because you have stacked correlations, stacked inferences.
Yeah.
So if you have a small probability that inference is wrong, when you have to chain together a bunch of inferences to reach a conclusion, the probability that you're going to be wrong reaches 100%. I'm going to have a black fucking helicopter flying around my house.
I was just like thinking that I don't know how far we can go with some of this stuff.
I'm not going any further.
Hey, you know what? I never even thought about that before. Like, they always talk about like in quantum computing the probability of being right, but like as a psyop, if you could make the probability of someone being wrong 100% of the time, imagine what that would do to somebody's like life and ego.
Yeah, AI kind of isn't auto-correcting. Like the way human being reasons in a chain, we know when we're getting off target where it doesn't.
Right. So the users who trust it are going to create, I mean, they're going to be led down primrose paths, making bad decisions, and their bad outputs are going to be used to train AI iteratively. And that's the big problem with like Rock and some of these other databases that they used to train those AIs with. I mean, it's going to affect Google, obviously, too.
Well, I was talking about this last night, and I'll just rehash it because you weren't around. But you'll dig this, is that they did a study released a study a few months back about programmers using AI and programmers not using AI. And they took two groups and they had experienced programmers, like 10 or more years experience working on like large coding projects. And so the coders they interviewed the people, they surveyed them after and said, they looked at the time it took to complete tasks and all that stuff. So they had metrics to their coding efficiency. And then they surveyed them and asked them, about their experience. And the people that coded with AI all thought that, as a group, thought that they were more efficient, that the AI helped them code more efficiently. And it turns out that it does not help them code more efficiently. They're actually slightly less efficient, and the code as a whole is harder to maintain than the code that was made by the people without the AI.
Yeah,
so the long term, because you have the life cycle of the product, even if, which it isn't the case, but even if you could shorten time in coding, the fact that it's unmaintainable is that you're adding hours down. If you look at the whole project, it actually is not more efficient, way less efficient, because the maintenance time, you have to put more work into maintaining the code. So, but this is what I thought of is the same thing that they used to do in pay monthly fee video game subscriptions, is that Claude and OpenAI and all these companies, they want you to keep using their product. So, but they have to make the experience seem like you're more efficient. So the AI basically, it's good at making the programmer feel like he's more efficient. But when you actually apply objective metrics, they're actually not. They're just tricking themselves, and the AI, because they're interacting with it, is making them think that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if it's too good or too bad, they're not going to use it.
Exactly. And that's the same with video games, right? Like, especially the coin op games, right? It has to be hard so you can suck all the coins out of them you possibly can. But it can't be too hard that they stop playing.
Yeah, so there's like a Laffer curve in there. There's like that bell-shaped curve, and you want to find the top of it. Where marginal utility, equals like marginal cost or something.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, this is literally what AI is, the methodology that it uses in code, right? The gradient descent and transformers is perfect for fucking optimizing certain correlations, right? So it's going to optimize. They're going to optimize it for your delusion that you're coding faster when you're actually coding slower.
Yeah, I could see that. And on top of that, building in all the dependency on AI to interpret the code that it creates. Because, like, when you look behind the scenes at what it comes up with to code even simple things, it's stuff that, like, human beings wouldn't necessarily come up with themselves. They employ all kinds of weird tricks and exploits and sometimes shortcuts, and so it gets so complicated. You're going to almost need an AI to understand how the AI is coding. And what does that mean then for, like, code security? If you need to make sure the code is secure itself, are you going to trust an AI then with doing security audits of your code, or are you going to trust a human now? Like, where is this going, folks?
What does it mean for certain software, which like if it fails, people die?
Exactly. Yep.
Right? Like the
Yep.
heads up display for a fucking airplane or the fucking or the, I don't know, some freaking controller for some device, right? So I remember the EULA from Microsoft said, do not use for any life-threatening application.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So basically, they're saying if you use this for that, our code is not good enough for that. Do not use this for that, which is understandable, right? If you're going to use something which, if it fails, someone dies. I had to think.
Yeah.
What do you think pops into my head? The Apollo AGC.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good
Shorted out rope memory.
Yeah.
Every time you read it, it blanked it out. Yeah, great. Yeah, how'd you get anywhere? As soon as you let's run that. Hey, had the computer read the computer program. Okay, have it read the next program. It's blank.
Yeah. Well, it looks good while we were building it with AI the past year. And that's the thing. Like, there are people, there are examples of this. I hate to say within our community, people have been over reliant on AI to do some of their analytical work and coming up with evidence and proofs and so on. I'm not going to get specific. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And the problem
I
is
could
the
fall into
sunken
that
cost.
category because I've run the same question. It's the reflection on a 3959 sphere. I've run that through a few different AIs, different versions of AIs, right, as they've supposedly gotten better. And it's a tough problem. I'm not like, obviously I'm asking the AI because I can't do it, right? So, like, I mean, I could do it, but it would be so fucking tedious. I don't have the 20 fucking days that it would take to, like, do all the calculations because you have to change everything into because you got to see what it looks like, right? So you have to convert everything into homogeneous coordinates. And I mean, if you want an actual simulation, right? Not just like, oh, it looks like that. It's a video game. If you want an actual simulated, right? An actual simulation, that is an arduous task. That's why the AI, like, I get like each version of the AI gives me a different freaking answer. But like when I ask through so I'll ask the question through all the AI current at the time, and they'll kind of like all give me the same answer. But then when they roll out the next versions, then they kind of all give me the same different answer.
Yep, I've noticed that too. I've noticed that. And so the problem is like what happens in the US military, back to the question you were asking, for safety reasons, like heads up displays. They'll use like AI for, I don't know, some advanced war planning and logistical planning measures. And it looks good throughout the whole process, the iterative process they're using it. And then at the end, it delivers them a ball of crap that it can't back out of. And now everybody's has sunk in so much time, effort, and resources that now they've reached a critical juncture where everything stands to fall apart as a consequence of that overdependency. And then the new AI rolls out and says, no, the last AI was wrong for these reasons. It's a new kind of deception warfare, a new kind of problem set that's coming up. If they really use like Claude's instruments to carry out what happened in Iran, then that's frightening as anything, because I could see exactly the same thing happening to them as what happened in these other instances, like with the spherical reflection problem or the celestial theodolite.
Did you see the Astronomy Live and Alan debate? Did you see that?
No. I saw that it came up though. I remember.
I'll only
seeing that.
say this about it. I listened to part of it, and that astronomy live is as dishonest as McToon is, even
agree.
worse. So it was like the debate went like this: presentation is something that had nothing to do with the fucking celestial theodolite. Basically, he said that they did a balloon. They did it like a balloon version of the celestial theodolite, but except there was just the balloon and getting the elevation angle of the balloon. And so that's what he tried to do, is talk about his test, even though Alan, he sandbagged Alan, Alan didn't know anything about it, didn't see any data. And so basically the question was, how come my delta matches the globe and your delta only matches, or like at my so he basically took the data of the angles and mushed them together, and then starts asking questions about why the data set matches a globe more than a flat earth, dude. It was the most dishonest, not most, but it's up there in the annals of fucking flat earth versus globe earth of dishonesty, is that he obscured Alan's data set with his own data set, and then asked why it matches the globe, even though no one saw his data at all.
That's amazing. Right. So that's how you can. So it's like circular reasoning while concealing sources of data. That's crazy. How then do you go after the premise?
Yeah, Alan's like, I'd like to see the data, but this debate's about the celestial theodolite.
Yeah.
That I've been doing for 38 weeks. That right there, I mean, I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Take 40. Yeah, I mean, their original claim has changed so much, but I mean, at the end of the day, what they're producing, I think Dr. Heffron conceptualized it very simply, and that's a ray parallelism to a flat surface. Now you got a whole other set of problems.
Yeah. Could you do interferometry with sunlight?
What kind? What kind
I mean,
of interferometry?
just like because sunlight's noisy, right? So you're gonna have to filter out everything but one wavelength and then interfere it. Well, you interfere if you align everything right, you should be able to tell from the phase shift.
Yeah.
Whether the light is parallel or not, or how parallel they are.
Yep, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Maybe you could use a series of mirrors. The initial alignment's the frickin' problem, man. That's like the actual physical alignment of the mirrors and the lenses and.
But the thing is such a claimed to be such a static mess. I mean, it's throwing off everything in every which manner that you can think and conceive. So how would you do? How would you get? What kind of baseline would you look for to do? To measure a phase shift.
Oh God. Well, you should be able to amplify it, dude. They measure gravitational waves. They say they can measure an interferometry phase shift of a thousandth of a proton radius. Okay. Surely we can measure the non-parallelism of freaking solar rays.
Crying out loud. On a similar topic. Yeah. So how about this? How about looking at Starlink? A Starlink train.
Starlink is looking faker and faker, bro.
I know.
I seen a video the other day. It literally looked like when the airplane pulls the freaking sign.
I told you guys that's what it is. It's a drone pulling lights.
In many cases, you'll see one light that is way ahead of the rest of the train with all the other lights behind it.
Correct.
Yep. So what I was thinking of is, listen, this constellation, the configuration itself, if you were to treat it as one object, it's 50 kilometers long on average. It's it is by their claim a 50-kilometer long object. Now that's testable. So is there a way to look at the front of the train and the back of the train and watch it as it changes its angle to the observer overhead and measure the parallax and see if like a barbell?
That's an idea.
Yeah, see where that's going. I don't know how to phrase it properly, but it's basically got a transverse velocity and an orbital rotation and a length of 50 kilometers, at a certain height. This should be testable. Like the observer should be able to see something that corresponds to those specifics.
So do I only get 50 kilometers worth of internet per time?
And it's at 7.5 kilometers per second or something. So this means it should cross the sky in like 4 or 5 minutes or whatever. The ratios may work out, right? The ratios of this distance and that size to this angle. But is it how internally consistent is it? And I seem to think, a 50-kilometer object doing this provides enough where we're not just like looking at one of the objects, which is like the size of a Cessna or something, maybe smaller. We're looking at a stack of them, like 60 of them, supposedly separated by almost a kilometer each. And they function as one unit operating in sync, in unison. It got me thinking about further things. I mean, for them to maintain that orbital configuration over such a distance, 60 kilometers, it means that they must be doing their nadir pointing synchronized, not only to each other, but to their bellies, also to the surface of Earth as a globe. So the first item in the train must rotate, and then the second one must rotate, and the third one must rotate, and on. They don't rotate at the same time. So how are they synchronizing all that and track? The whole thing just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Like you could probably come up with questions that they haven't thought of yet, that they have no answers for. That's how bad this is for them.
That'll fade out soon. Give it a couple more years. They'll say, well, we got a different technology that's even better.
Right. And then you look at the geometry of the things, right? Like those lights are supposedly reflecting sunlight. Well, how come from like 350 kilometers or whatever above Kentucky at 11 o'clock at night during the summer that they can be seen?
How can they be seen at midnight using night vision? What light is emitting off of them? Heat? Maybe. Well, no, it wouldn't be heat.
The sun reflected, supposedly.
But aren't they in past the Terminator line at midnight?
Yeah, that's the whole point. The geometry doesn't work out.
Using NVG, I can watch them all night long.
Yeah, so hey, Wild Bill, glad you're here. Indio, is there a way to tell, I don't know through what, like if light, I mean, there's a way to tell if light's being reflected from a source, right? Like how it's polarized, but how would you be able
it should be polarized.
Yeah. How do you be able to tell if Starlink is reflecting light that's been polarized or not?
Oh, man.
Well, Bill and I were kind of talking about
I don't know. I mean,
with the moon.
Well, I mean, then like, I'd have to look it up, like what the polarization, because sunlight's polarized, and then when it reflects, so you should have the reverse. I don't think it's a 1-to-1 correlation. I'd have to like get the quantum statistics to figure out how much would be polarized. How much would be polarized inversely from what it is, because then you could buy polarized glasses. So polarized glasses filter out the polarized. Shouldn't they make the fucking Starlink satellites invisible?
Right? I mean, you think
except
too
for the
that
fraction of. Yeah, if you knew, right? If you can find out the ratio of polarization, you could make glasses that would you could stack a couple filters that would basically make Starlink invisible.
Right, and then this would be able to help test your hypothesis.
Wait. My mind just got blown. So you're telling me that polarized sunglasses, all they do is like dampen the reflective light from other surfaces?
They filter out a certain direction of polarization.
We were talking about light chirality last night, Indio. You would have been proud before you came in.
God, you guys are freaking all egghead in here. What the hell?
There's so much more to say regarding that. Like, so Josh says he works on the laser comms. I'm like, okay. I'm wondering now if he knows any. Like, do they send the light through left and right-handed polarization to communicate with the satellites, like they do with the radio? How
Say
much
that again?
So Josh does laser comms for satellites, right? That's like his bailiwick. And so
yeah, bullshit. But anyway,
well, so it got me thinking. Like, they SATCOM is done in some cases using left or right-handed polarized VHF.
Yeah.
And so there are reasons for this because of interference through the ionosphere and all this other crap. And there's also reasons for security. But I'm wondering if they do the same thing by twisting the light beams. Don't they communicate with from the ground using light too?
I've heard of them doing this, but I've never actually verified it. And because I actually kind of like, yeah. So I dove into So they said that they were these. You might have heard of these. That they were going to use these adaptive lens telescopes and make these artificial stars that would adjust the lens due to refraction, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but they've never actually done it yet. It's all
Really?
bullshit.
Okay.
It is all bullshit. Yeah, I looked into it. Whether they actually, yeah, whether this is actually in production anywhere. Nope, they're still working on it.
Wow.
They've been talking about this for like 20 years.
Yeah, I thought it was achieved. Yeah, we shoot a laser out. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what was achieved. That their public relations were fucking good. That was achieved.
In respect to satellites, the other question I have is they claim there's no circumpolar trajectories, but yet I observe I'm at the 45th parallel, and I observe satellites going directly north, sometimes slightly northwest. And, what are they? 45th, so they're like 15 minutes away from the pole. What are they changing trajectory as they approach the pole, or it just doesn't make sense when you actually observe what's going on up there?
I think they claim an inclination that's perfectly north-south is impossible, but they have some that they claim that are like a few degrees off.
Oh, okay. The other question I had, I ran this past Josh before too, as far as how the patterns of satellite movement will condense and then spread out. You guys might have some intel on this, because when I'm watching
Josh, the same thing. Like, dude, about maybe 3 weeks ago, before you started hanging out here, I asked Josh the same thing. I'm like, look, I've seen Starlink move like an accordion.
Mm-hmm.
Lights bunched together and then spread out and bunched together and spread out. And like, what's going on? Like, are the ionic thrusters fighting against drag, and they're trying to, like, what is happening here? He's like, well, how long after deployment was it doing this? I'm like, I don't freaking know. I was watching this from my backyard. He's like, well, after when they're first deployed, they kind of have to find their space. I'm like, okay, but hold on a second. Like, what's causing them to brake and accelerate so quickly? Your own ionic thrusters seem to take like weeks for them to start building up enough velocity. and then it takes weeks for atmospheric drag to slow them down. We're watching the slinky effect go on in real time within the span of a couple minutes.
Yeah. Well, and then like in my observation using night vision, there's times of the month where, so I'll just look in one direction, let's say off from Polaris a little bit to the west, is kind of typical. And there's times of the month I'll count, maybe 2 or 3 satellites a minute, and then later in the month upwards of 20 a minute. So if there's this kind of big variance, wouldn't there be some point in time, if they're not coordinated, wouldn't there be some point in time when you just have 50 of them smack into each other?